even stop it. Okay. Damn, forgot to take this shit off too. My bad. I can tell you guys I put on the wrong intro on that one too. That is not supposed to be that long, so I fucked up again. It's all good though. It's Tuesday, but we are here to talk.
It was fire. It was a cold.
It was fire. I didn't even think that was a fuck up.
Yeah,
Yeah, it definitely was.
Good.
It definitely was. It definitely was. But guys, we are here to talk about Dead City. Brian, tell the people where they can find you.
Yo, 1/3 of Spoiler Kings. We go live Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And I'm with Nzo on Saturday mornings, the rewind, and I guess every other day of the week. He's doing something else. So
I know. Trust me, it's getting me in trouble. You know what I mean? Jen, tell the people where they can find you.
What's up, everybody? You guys can find me on Nerdy AF. You can also find me guest hosting with Sci-Fi Vision and also Real Cinema Therapy. And of course, with these kings right here, I'm with Bigger Ford Entertainment.
Absolutely, 100%. And we got T-Virus in the house. T-Virus, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Hello, humans. Terrence here. You cannot find me anywhere because this platform has a ban on Terrence.
That is correct. So now, guess what? Oh, hey, listen. I was gonna say it's on Cassandra, but it is my channel. So if there is a ban on you, then it looks like we probably getting banned right now after they see, oh, Terrence is here. Shit, let's ban these guys. So I'll blame you if they take off my channel, T.
That just means I'll start one with all of you guys on it, and we just keep it moving. Just like the other people. I don't want to say any specific types of people. There's people that just pass ownership over. Yeah. We good. We figure it out. There's loopholes. We got this.
100%. Absolutely. So we ain't going nowhere, either or never. But T, like I said, okay, you said you can't find you nowhere. All right, good. We're here to talk about Dead City, guys. Episode 1, it has started. Before I bring up the video, I want to get you guys' overall thoughts on the episode. And Terrence, since you haven't been around in a while, I'll let you go first.
Say that last part again. Sorry.
Your overall thoughts of this episode.
I thought it was interesting. I have some issues with what's happening with Negan in terms of how he's behaving, because I prefer my Negan to be cold and dark and unforgiving, and he's really nice now, so I had to swallow that type of pill. And after I swallowed it, I ended up liking him again, despite my issues. So I'm just curious to see who he's going to kill next, which is what I'm waiting for.
So what's the problem, Terrence? He's not killing enough humans for you?
Nah, he's not. Yeah, I want him to kill some more humans with Lucille. Yeah, I'm always waiting for it, because sometimes it looks like he's going to do something and then he doesn't, or there's some sort of hesitation before he does something. But because he's one of my favorite characters in this universe, I am always interested in seeing what he's going to do, more so than the rest of the characters. So going through the episode, I enjoyed what I was seeing, hoping that he would kill some humans.
Absolutely. Jen, what did you think? Overall thoughts of this episode?
Overall, I mean, I liked the direction that it went in and where it picked up from season 2. I really liked that. I have my overall qualms with the show to begin with, but at the end, there's a scene that I was like, come on, like, I'm not about any type of fucking love in this show. Like, don't fall in love with a zombie war. I don't think that shit is cute. I don't need a love plot line. I know I'm a female, but I don't feel that way. I don't need that romantic shit. Like, you learn how to survive and you get through. Like, there's understandings, there can be partnerships, but don't hand me this, we gonna make love and whatever. So I know we haven't seen that yet, but Maggie does need to kind of move past certain things, and Herschel needs to see that with Negan. But the way Negan and Maggie are kind of just starting to get like this little bit of googly eye for each other, I'm already like, stop, come on. I can't take it. So that drops it down a little bit for me because that's like the huge prediction. I really don't want to see that. In my opinion, like I understand you can forgive Negan if you want to have your peace with God, but you do not get with that man. Are you out your damn mind? So to me, like I mean, I like the episode. I'm glad that, certain people died this episode, but I agree. Negan is definitely softening up. He's getting weaker in his day, like as he's getting older. And Maggie was so hard for so long. She also is having we might actually find a good place in electricity so I can let my guard down a little bit. I'm like, no, what are you doing? So those are the kind of issues I have, but I like so far what I'm seeing. I'm going to keep watching the show. But yeah, I do agree that both of the characters are getting a little soft and mostly for each other too. Their guards are coming down and I'm not really in agreement with that. But
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't wrong you on that one. Go ahead, Terrence. You gonna say something?
I forgot to mention something because I know I wasn't around for the previous season when you were talking about it. But I can't see that ending again for the previous season where Negan was crawling and he was crying like a bitch. Like if I see him cry this season, I'm gonna have to touch the remote at the screen. I can't handle it twice. It was something about that caught me off guard because me, if you're tough, you don't cry. So that just shocked the hell out of me. I was like, damn, this is going on for a long time.
Bruh,
So
bruh.
I don't need.
He
I don't need
cried. Hold on. He cried because his so-called daughter died, bro. Like, what
Yeah.
are we doing here? That's why he was crying. It wasn't because he got stabbed, right?
Yeah, it was for Ginny.
No. I understand why they had him cry. I didn't like to see that. I think that he should have had a tougher approach to that situation. If anything, I would have preferred him to rage out and kill an innocent person as opposed to crying. I had the same issue with Bane in The Dark Knight Rises when he cried at the end. I'm like, yeah, don't do that to my characters.
Yeah.
So first off, we already know that The Dark Knight Rises is trash. Okay, we already know that. So I am right there with you. We can talk about the crying, whatever you want to talk about in that movie, saying it's trash. Absolutely, 100%. Brian, what are your overall thoughts?
I had to go back and think about it for a little bit. I think they're going to give us a bait and switch a little bit. I think because Maggie's treating Negan like he's a lost puppy. And I think we all know it's not a puppy. He's a pit bull. And you know what happens when we try to treat a pit bull like a lost puppy? You get bit.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen. She's trying to control it, thinking, I can change him. The dumbest shit ever here. You can change somebody. You can't change anyone. The person is going to be who they are. The dude is 60 years old. He ain't going to fucking change. All right? That's not what's going to happen. So I think we're going to get to that point where they're realizing, I can't control him. And then the rest of the city's going to tell her, you got to put him down. And you're not going to put Negan down. You're going to get put down. And I think that's where we're going to go to.
That's interesting thought. Go ahead, Jen.
Now that you say that, it's building, right? Because he's been sitting like a little lapdog for the Dama and then the Crow and everything that kind of happens. So I could see him turning around and all that anger has been building up and then him unloading it all on Maggie because she's the one that's still around, that's closest. And when it kind of hits him, she's going to be the only one around to take it out on. Right. Because I mean, they think the Dama is dead at this point, even though we saw at the end that she clearly is not. So he's going to take all of that anger now that the Croat's gone too. You know what I mean? So I actually, now that you say that, I think that's a really interesting point and I can completely see that happening. And not for nothing, that would warm my fucking heart so much if that happens. Because if Maggie tells him, I need you one more time, I would pull Glenn out of the fucking grave so he could wring her neck myself. Like, come on, you need what? You don't need nobody, bitch. Bitches get shit done. We don't need nobody. No.
Facts. Darrow, thank you for popping in. He said, this is the first episode of the show I watch. And he said, is this show usually this mid? No, it's not mid. Definitely not. I don't even think this episode was that mid. Just nothing, not much happened though. Yeah, right? He said, Maggie, I need you. Hold on, I'm gonna get to that as well. Here to support, even though I don't watch a spinoff. What's up, Lawrence? Thank you for popping in. He said, this new showrunner is probably gonna kill off the Dharma just like the Crow ad. Yeah, at the end of the season,
At the
because
end
I
of the
believe that,
season.
yeah, this is gonna be the last season, right?
Mm.
And I do like what you guys are saying, Brian. I do. I just think we did all of that Maggie doing, trying to get Negan dead and all of that stuff. So
I don't
I
think that's
think
so. No, I think it's the city that's going to tell Maggie that she has to get rid of him, and then
okay, I got you.
She's going to go on the other side,
Mm-hmm.
and
On
she's
Negan's
going to
side.
go dark. Yeah, so it won't be this
Okay,
lovely
okay.
shit. It's going to be this.
Yeah, I
blow up
got you.
shit, and
I
then they're
got you.
going to be real dark as shit, and to the point where she's going to lose
So-
her son, and that's what's going to happen.
So yeah, here's what I think. I agree with you 100%. I believe that she's going to be, and I know there's one scene where it's like Negan says this wouldn't have happened if you were the leader, right? So it's obviously she's going to want to or be the leader of the town. Then I think she's going to realize what it actually takes to be a leader, right? And that was being dark like Negan was in that time, right? Because remember, a lot of times we talked about it. Rick and them guys started that shit with Negan, right?
Yeah.
So anything Negan did after that, you started that shit. You came in here, you killed my men for no reason. Well, they were doing it for, I believe it was Hilltop, right? They were
With
doing it for
Hilltop, right?
Hilltop, right? Yeah, they were doing it for Hilltop, right? So you started that. You just opened up a can of whoop ass that you couldn't deal with at the end of that, And I think that's where it might go with Maggie, right? So I understand that too.
Well,
Go ahead.
Speaking of Maggie, she did run Hilltop for a little bit, but that
Yes.
community is like night and day compared to this brand new concrete
Yes.
urban environment that she don't know like that they didn't really seal things off and like make it a functioning system. That's what Hilltop did, but that's not what this is. And I think she's thinking very confidently, like, I did this before. You're right. I know how to manage things and I can think. I don't think she's overly cocky, but I think she's like building up her confidence and is going to realize that she can and will do it. And then when she gets into it, like Brian said, she ain't gonna be able to handle it. She's grown up on a farm and in the country. She's never been to the city like that. And no matter how much she can learn, she's always gonna lack resources and that like street knowledge or just that being in the city, you know how to find things and do things. I'm not saying that she's not resourceful, but that's a whole different skill set. Just like people from the city, as much as they can survive, they might not be able to milk a cow and do the stuff that she knows how to do on a farm. Like, it's just two different worlds. And I know they're still dealing with walkers and everything, but I agree with Brian. Like, I could see it going that way where like she's gonna get, overwhelmed and get kind of caught up, and Negan's gonna be like, I'm out. And they're gonna war.
I wanted to address a couple
Go ahead.
things that you said, Anzo. Number one, Rick and his crew, they all deserve that. I was one of the main ones that was cheering when he killed Glenn and Abraham. If anything, I thought he was merciful, because if I were the leader, they all would have died. Because to me,
Right.
when I have a crew, they are my family. So if you take one of mine, I take 50 of yours. Like, it's going to be some odds that will ensure that humans don't get that silly idea again to think that you can mess with me. And then the word spreads, oh, Terrence is merciful. The hell he is. You got to die. Everybody got to go.
So I agree with you, T. I do agree with you 100%. But I think at that time, Negan was, and that was his model. Humans are resourceful, right? So he knew if he could put the fear in them, he could have them doing whatever he wanted them to do. And it worked. The only problem is, now we know this because it's a TV show. We know Rick ain't going to be a pussy for the whole couple of, I think it was like almost a fucking full season where Negan was just, full season, right?
Where Rick was crying all the time like a bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
God,
Yeah, exactly.
horrible.
Then he made my boy Daryl cry. I was like, okay, so he just made a couple of mistakes. You can use humans as resources, but you have to still keep them in check. If they just so much as blink the wrong way, you got to take off a limb or something. Got to remind
Rick should have been the one he killed. Right.
I was gonna say fuck all y'all because Glenn didn't deserve to die.
Yeah, that's my one. Brian. It was Glenn. You know why? Because think about like if you gonna get punked out at school, right? What do? You go you find in the recess in the hall, whatever, the biggest dude, and you knock him the
Knock
fuck
him out.
out, right?
Mhm.
That's exactly what Negan did. Abraham was the biggest fucking dude, kill that motherfucker outright first, and then you kill the leader. The fact that Daryl decided to jump up and get cocky, he's the one that really got Glenn killed, because Negan was not gonna kill anybody else. He should have killed Abraham and Rick. That's what he should have done. And then even if Daryl jumped up and did what he did, it should have still been Rick. And it wasn't. It was Glenn for no freaking good reason. That
That's
pissed me
that's
off.
the problem
That
I
was the
have, is
worst.
that Glenn didn't deserve to die in any way,
Right.
shape, or form. So fuck
Right.
him. So for that, if I'm Maggie, I'm pissed off at Maggie because she should have look on site. You're dying on site. If I'm ever in this situation, for you to be able to be in, I'm killing you immediately, just like you one of these walkers. I'm on site. So fuck her, because the way she's acting right now.
So Nick,
Right.
Rick was the one that convinced Maggie. I'll let you go in a second, turn. Sorry. Rick was the one that convinced Maggie not to kill Negan because it was Carl's wish, right? So that's why she didn't do it. But I'm right there with you. You don't survive. Anytime I see you, I'm gonna take a chance to slit your throat. You know what I mean? Like, there's no doubt about it. So I get that, and that was what we talked about when we watched it. It was like, well, now you gave him a chance to be the have a redemption arc. Now he saved your son a couple of times. He saved Judith a couple of times. So the more he redeems himself, the harder it is to kill him, right? But I'm like you should have killed, like, he should have died right away.
Right.
Same day Maggie came back and see Negan was there, he should have been dead. But go ahead, Terrence, you were saying?
Your other point about being a leader is difficult. So you will find that 95% of humans are sheep. They can't be leaders. They have to follow. They have to take instructions. They're not strong enough mentally to make the hard decisions, because a good leader does not hesitate. So if you hesitate, you're liable to get yourself and your crew killed. So individuals like Negan and Rick, they're leaders, but they're cut from a different cloth, even though they have similarities, but they both possess strengths that I do not see Maggie having, because Maggie is a bunch of talk. She'll, make a strange face. She'll get super emotional. I feel that Maggie is a perfect representation of how most humans are. They're all talk. And then when it comes down to it, they're not going to actually do shit. Like, even when she stabbed Negan, it's like, yeah, I'm going to stab him, but it ain't going to do enough to where it's going to kill him. I just want to let him know that I'm upset, because for whatever reason, my words are not enough to let him know that I'm upset. So it's just certain things that, when you have a lot of experiences that I've been in with a lot of humans in extreme situations, you begin to call humans out on their bullshit. Like, I don't think you would do it. And the fact is that they won't do it. And you can stand there and bet your soul on it. No matter how mad they get, they're not going to do it. It takes a certain individual to make those type of decisions, and most humans can't make those calls.
Also, there's another thing too, right? Maggie, if I'm not mistaken, she met his wife and kid, right? I believe at the end of The Walking Dead. So she met them too. And then I think that's where her sympathy kind of started, when she read that Negan had a wife and a child, and that's where she really started to get the sympathy from him. But I still believe that in season 1, she wanted him dead, right? She wanted him dead. She was using him to get her son back. She didn't care about what happened to him, right? They had that fight where she was like gonna cut his throat or whatever, but Negan overpowered her. So I think in season 1 she really wanted him dead. It's season 2 where it started to get to like, oh, I'm not sure if I want him dead or not. And then now we know I don't want him dead. So
I don't think she ever really wanted to kill him. I think it was all just emotional talking, right? Because it's kind of like in real life when humans like, oh, I do this. I'm like, shut your ass up. You're just gonna cry and call the cops just like everybody else. So when she saw that he got a wife and kid and all this stuff, and she's like, oh, maybe I should leave him alone. I'm like, look here, let me use you in this situation, Alonzo. Let's say some human took you out, right? And then I finally track this individual down, and then I see that they got a whole family. They're still dying. That
yeah,
means
I know,
zero.
Tyson. Yeah,
You
I know.
because you're still a monster. I don't care that you have a family. That means nothing. Like, you don't get to go, oh, I'm different now, or hey, I understand the pain because I have a loved one too. I'm glad you understand. and then now you get to die.
No, I feel you. I listen. I don't disagree 100%. I just feel like after and the way the show went, they gave him redemption arc, and that's where everything changed. But I agree with you. In real life, Negan's dead. I don't know if you could ever forgive that. You know what I mean? Like in real life, obviously in the show. Listen, there are some people in real life that have forgiven people that have taken someone from them. Right? There's this black woman. Her son was taken. I can't remember what the story was, but her son was taken and she forgive the white dude that did it. You understand? So there are some, but that is very rare.
Mm-hmm.
Very rare that people are able to do that, where you can say, okay, I can forgive you for taking away. I can't. I don't have that in me. I know that 100%. So
I'm
there
But
are
I
just,
mean,
some people like
I'll
that.
just the
plan
thing.
out my death. I'll plan out killing you. You seen what's that movie with Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler, and he's
Law-abiding
Oh
citizen.
all
yeah,
by
yeah.
that's
My
like me.
citizen.
I'm going to
Yeah,
find
yeah,
a way. I'm going to
yeah,
up in multiple ways. I'm going to
yeah.
have people following you. Your entire
Mm-hmm.
life is going down. I'm not going to kill your kids. I'm not going to kill your wife because they didn't do nothing for me. But you're gone. You can say you're
Mm-hmm.
alive.
But
That's it. It's over.
but,
I don't care.
but see, it's like you said, Anzo, about forgiveness, right? Like that's a very interesting thought process because for me, I have the Terrence rules that I follow for my life. So I just have a certain set of principles that I live by. So it would not come down to forgiveness. I'm not Jesus. Like you go to him for that kind of stuff. But for
Mm-hmm.
me, if you do the wrong thing, then something's going to happen. And it has nothing to do with forgiveness because they're going to be like, you have to forgive me. You have to move past it. I'm like, I don't have to forgive you. This is not something where you can redeem yourself from. You can talk your way out of. None of that stuff will work because you violated the stuff that I live by. So thereby in turn, you have to pay. And it's not dictated by anything else except for my own thought process. Nothing else.
Yeah, 100%. At the end of the day, you take away someone, and that's like taking like part of your life away from them. You know what I mean? So how do you live with that? Daryl said they haven't said this is the final season yet. I believe they did.
They did.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
believe they
Yeah,
did.
this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right. Daryl Dixon will be the final season too, because I think
Right.
they're going to do a Walking Dead season 11 where or
Mhm.
12 where they bring everybody back together. So Negan is no saint. No, he's not.
No,
100%.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like you had like, oh, they all did this. Like, no, they got them started. Negan still made choices that I would have to make sure you done.
Yeah. Well, no, 100%. Negan made way too many choices. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, where it's like hard because he killed fucking enough people in Rick's community. Like, he killed a lot of people in that community. You know what I mean? So yeah, forgiving him
And
is.
I was more
now
mad that Sasha didn't get him. I swear,
Oh
that Sasha
yeah,
was gonna get him.
oh
I was
yeah,
so
man,
mad about that.
bro, me
Damn.
too. I was like, how you guys? I know why they killed Sasha because she was going off to do Star Trek Discovery, but
Right.
bro, the way they did it, man, I was like, she should have got. And then I wanted the
We got
Tiger
him.
to get Negan too. You know what
I
I mean?
see,
know.
but that was the
Fucking
biggest that
Shiva,
was
right?
Negan's biggest
Yeah.
mistake. Like
What was that?
Negan's biggest mistake was not that he messed with Rick and his crew. His biggest mistake is that he didn't kill them all.
Mm.
Anytime that you
And,
leave someone
hmm
alive, they're gonna come back later, or they might get
hmm
someone to do it for them. So sometimes
and
when you leave individuals alive, they're just gonna come back and get you. So why do that?
And you know
Right.
what? To be honest with you, he didn't even have to kill them all. He just had to kill the strongest ones, right? So that goes for Daryl, right? Daryl would have had to die. Rick
Mm-hmm.
would have had to die. Um
Michonne.
Mashawn probably would have had to die for
Mm-hmm.
sure. And there was one more I was thinking of, but yeah,
But I,
Ezekiel and all of them, like the
I
leaders
get
of the community should have died. And then you could have ran everybody else because everybody else was like you said, they soft. You know what I mean?
I get your point, but based upon the training that I went through, you never underestimate anyone. So
That
thereby,
too.
in order to sleep well at night with the big smile on your face, you're taking out everybody. Because
I
even I'm just saying because what's going to happen? This one person that you're like, okay, I took out the leaders. You ain't shit. The scene transition, they go through all this training, and they the most badass motherfucker on the planet. That's why you should have took them out when you had the chance.
Mm.
Negan and Maggie are both terrible people. Just move on. Remember when Maggie just let the kid die in the final Walking Dead season?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Maggie's done some questionable shit.
Oh yeah, 100%. I was sad the show lost a great actor like Sean Yen. You know what? To
Thank
be
goodness,
honest
'cause,
with
you
you,
know I need Invincible, so thank you.
and listen, I don't care what anybody says, right? I know nobody wanted Glenn to die, but the way they ended the season where you didn't know who was going to kill, that left people talking about who he was going to kill until the season started. And then when they did Glenn, because I was like, they're going to do Glenn. I said, I know they're going to do Glenn. That is why they cut out the season like that. They are going to do Glenn. And they actually ended up doing Glenn. And that was one thing that I liked that they kept from the comic, because we know a lot of the things from the comic have changed around, characters changed around, and everything. So that was one thing that I liked that they kept from there. So I was okay with it. I was okay with it.
Like I
Carl.
said, I was cheering. I was happy. I was like, you. They brought it on themselves. I'm like, you can't just do stuff and expect everybody to go, oh, okay, it's no problem. We forgive you. Go ahead, go on about your business.
So,
So you go
so I have,
ahead. Go ahead,
I
Jen.
have a question for you guys. So,
Yes.
being that Negan has survived and lasted this long and obviously has earned some type of redemption for everything that he's done, now look at the perspective from Herschel, because Herschel just wants his mom to let it all go. And even when
Mm-hmm.
Herschel finally got Negan in his sights, he couldn't do it either. Right,
Mm-hmm.
because he knows all the
He's a
things that
boy.
he's done. And the way, I know he's just a boy, but look at the way that Herschel kind of sees it. Like, that has to also play into Maggie's mindset now.
100%.
And even though
100%.
like none of us are thinking about that perspective, we're thinking about our families, but we're not really considering like if our son or daughter
Mm-hmm.
at that point was that Herschel, that would definitely weigh heavily, because not even just what their fucking opinion is. It might just be how you want your child to look at you. Now, me
So,
personally, I would love my child to look at me like the fucking warrior that I am, and I fucking killed him. Yes, I fucking did. You'll get the fuck over it, and one day you'll do the same. Like, I just have that warrior like mentality. But I know other people that are like, I would never want my kid to know that I did that. Like, I would only want to have killed walkers, not innocent people.
On site.
so, here's the thing, right? So, because one of my friends, he brought up the same type of question, Jen, that you just
Mhm.
presented. So, what I told my friend and all the other friends that were around me at the time, I said, I am not one that has children. I don't want them. But if I had a child, it's very important that my child not make stupid decisions, especially in an apocalyptic situation.
Right.
So, in the case of this child, he has been making a bunch of dumbass decisions, and it's only because he's been emotionally manipulated by the Dama. So
Okay.
that's one of the most dangerous things in the entire universe. I keep telling humans that when a female's on point with her manipulation, it's worse than a nuke. Like, she don't have to do nothing. She can get you to do it for her. So, and
Listen,
that's
I agree with you. I don't trust him at all. Even now, I still don't trust him. I think the Dharma
nope.
still has her hands in him. So
100.
I would be, and we when we watched the last season, it was fuck these kids, bro. Like fuck
Yeah.
this kid, bro. Like what the fuck are you doing, bro? And Maggie should have beat his ass like 3 or 4 times last
When she
season.
apologized to
Word.
him, bro.
You know what I mean? So I'm just I agree with you. I agree with you.
He's emotionally damaged. I used to be emotionally damaged in that sense, and that's a very important time in terms of guidance. Now, I had to go through that shit alone, but if I had someone like the Dama or John Kreese from Cobra Kai, that shit would have shaped
Mm.
the fuck out of me immediately, because I was looking for that. He was trying to get it in his mom, but his mom, she just really had the hots for
She was
Negan,
broken.
talking about
She
how
was
she was
broken.
gonna kill him and stab him and stuff. She ain't
Hmm.
about that life. So naturally a child is gonna feel angry and jealous, like, hey, focus on me. I'm right here. Why are you chasing somebody that we don't even know is alive or not? Like, why don't you just focus on me? I thought family is the most important thing. Isn't that what humans say? Like, that's what he was thinking. So naturally, him going off with the Dom, I was like, first of all, I understand, but this child is stupid, and I'm never gonna trust him. Like, even now, with him smiling, like, oh, it's okay, mom, we're family, we can move past. I'm like, nope. As soon as you turn around, there's gonna be some poison in the tea. You're gonna be waking up tied up. There's gonna be the Dama smiling, eating like a plate of vegetables. It's terrible. I don't trust him.
Yeah, neither do I. But one thing I will say to Jen's point, right? When she talked about the how Maggie, Herschel and how she feels about her son, that's why Negan is still alive because
Hmm.
Rick did that, right? Carl died and Rick was like, I want to honor his final wishes, which was to bring everybody together, not kill Negan, right? And stop all the senseless killing and stuff like that. So I agree with you. I think, sometimes when a child is involved, it can change your perspective on things. But again, on site, you dead. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm just saying.
You were dead. You got to have that Spartan mentality. We all know how they raise their children. I'm like, it just depends on the parent. It really does.
Yeah, the fact is
Absolutely.
that Maggie has let this gone on too long because he should have been dead before Herschel really ever could remember, walk, or speak, right? And
Hmm.
had he not, because he didn't do that, that's why we're having these issues now. Because she would have never had
Yes.
to explain shit to Herschel. She could have said whatever she wanted to if she would have just murked him out long ago. Now we
Agreed.
have these issues. Now these perspectives are weighing in when they should have never even been there to begin with. So I 100% agree on site, like you guys are saying, 100%. But just knowing where the show has led us to, I know that his perspective has to weigh on her, which is
Yeah,
why she is probably having these mixed emotions.
I agree. I
I
agree
hope,
with you.
I hope he has a painful death by the end of this season. I really do, because he just.
He said the what if episode where Negan and Maggie are a couple will be interesting. So that's what it is because I know there is an alternate reality episode because they're bringing back Beth. Beth is
Mhm.
coming back for that episode, so that's going to be interesting to see. He said the what if episode is a Christmas episode, a Christmas love story for the ages.
Oh my goodness.
Interesting.
A
Okay,
Christmas
so
love story.
so here's the problem, right?
Oh
Like
yeah.
I get it.
Oh
If
my
they
god.
do that as a alternate reality thing, okay, 100%. But if they end up making it a reality in this show, like we talked about, I think Jen said it earlier at the beginning, like if they do this love story between Negan and Maggie, it's gonna ruin fucking everything for me. It
Oh
really
my
is. I don't want
God.
I don't want to see that happen at all.
Mm-mm.
Two things I don't like: love and Christmas. Oh hell no! Oh, hell no.
So you love the Hallmark Channel? That's what I'm hearing.
I can't stand that channel.
She
Yeah,
realized love was here all along.
Oh
Oh
God. Yeah, I
so
don't mind Christmas. I can't watch Christmas movies unless they're like comment like a Die Hard is a Christmas movie to me. Like I need something like that.
Thank you.
Die
Thank
Hard's a
you.
Christmas movie. I need something like
Don't
that as a Christmas movie.
do
Otherwise,
not
that.
do
But
not
I don't
say
like the
that
love.
with Chris and Danny around because they will flip out.
Oh
But yeah,
I've been
I
saying
know
that for
that's a
years.
debate among humans about Die Hard. Is it a Christmas movie or not? Like to me,
hmm
when you say Christmas movie, I'm thinking of shit like Home Alone and Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. To me, Die Hard is an action movie that just happens to take place around Christmas. That's how I look
That's
it's a
at
what
it.
makes
Christmas
it a
movie.
Christmas movie. They have a
Yes,
Christmas tree and
facts.
presents. That's what makes it.
100%.
They're having a Christmas fucking party. Like that's a
Yes,
Christmas
yes,
movie.
yes. It is a Christmas movie. I say it all the time. I don't care what anybody says.
I don't care
You
what
like,
anybody says.
oh,
I've been saying that for years. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. If you could say Home
100%.
Alone is a Christmas movie, it's the same thing.
Facts.
There's action and people are getting hurt the whole time. The kid is left alone, and the kid could have gotten left alone at any point in time, and that could have still happened. They chose to make
Yes,
it on Christmas with a Christmas tree and all that shit. It's a Christmas movie.
I'm just, I'm
Period. I
yes,
just,
don't care what
I'm
the
just
plot
not
line is. If
expect.
it happens
I'm
in
just,
Christmas, it's Christmas.
I'm just
yes.
not expecting that when humans say Christmas movie. Like if they're like, "Hey, Terrence, I got some Christmas movies." I see Die Hard and Batman Returns. I'm like, "Oh, okay, I guess."
Batman Returns with Christmas time? Yeah, Christmas movie. There
Yeah,
you go.
that was a Christmas movie
100%.
too.
Like I
The
said,
whole
Yes.
I'm just
time.
not expecting that. I wouldn't be against it, but it's like when you said Christmas, I just wasn't expecting these films.
Don't not that I don't believe, like I don't have my own beliefs, but think about all the people that don't believe in something and they're like, oh, whatever, it's a Christmas movie because it comes out at Christmas. They don't have any ties to Christianity or any other religion to make it anything else. So it
hmm
could be anything. They don't have a happy Santa God like thing in their mind or like religious thing. They just like whatever. It's when people decorate with that stupid tree and the balls for whatever reason. So if it happens during that, that's considered Christmas because that just happens to be the time of the setting, right? That's the setting, that's the plot that it's
Yes,
wrapped around.
yes,
I'll
yes.
take explosions and death over that fucking family shit any day. I agree.
100%.
I'll,
100%.
I'll take the preacher's wife. I don't care. I'm good.
Oh, that's a good one too.
I'm good with Denzel, Whitney Houston. Fuck all that
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
I'm good with
Whitney.
it. I love it.
You know, I
Hell
never
yeah.
seen that movie.
What?
Yeah, I never watched it. I never watched it. Mm-mm. I'm good. I'm more Terrence. I want to see the guns and everything. I'm good with prison. I'm good. Listen, okay. So you knew, but the one thing, and I'll say this again, and I know Brian keeps trying to take my black card away from me, but whatever. I'll say this. I am not a fan of certain black movies. All right, I'm just saying. I
Depends
love
on
my
what it
people
is.
and shit.
Depends on what
Yes,
you say. It's the next
yes,
one.
yes.
What movie you talking about?
So we talking about the stereotypical drug dealer, the bad guy type of shit like that, right? The Tyler Perry type of movies, them
I hate
kind
that.
of shit.
I
I
hate
Oh
think
no.
I,
Tyler Perry is
I
fucking trash. No, hell
Yeah,
no.
I don't like any of the Medea or whatever the fuck. I don't like any of
garbage.
those movies. I think they're all
that's
garbage. And I didn't like. Okay, everybody don't hate on me. I didn't like when like Eddie Murphy started doing the flubber and dressing like every person. I knew how great it
Oh
was and
yeah, yeah.
all that,
Mm-hmm.
but I was
no.
like,
You don't
give me.
like
Can I have
you don't like
Ron
Nutty
Delirious
Professor?
back? What the fuck happened? Beverly Hills Cop? Really? This is what you come to? Fucking flubber? I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not a fan of those kind of movies.
But
Like,
he's not Flubber. That's Robert Williams.
well, no, there was a movie that he did. Oh, is it? What is
You're
it?
talking about the crumbs.
The
The
Crumbs. Yeah.
Crumbs. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
Crumbs.
I
Yeah.
like. I have no problem with the Nutty Professor, but yeah,
Nutty Professor. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, Nutty
Um,
Professor and the Crumbs. Not really. I wasn't a real big fan of it. I thought it was dumb. I was like,
I
no.
thought the first one was okay. I didn't think the second one was that funny. But I
Yeah,
again, I was
it's
like,
just me.
you know, so my problem with Eddie Murphy was kind of like you, right? Eddie Murphy started off with the wisecracking, the rude mouth, and everything, and then he went over to the kid stuff and started doing a lot of the kid movies, and like he fell
Well,
off for me.
Daddy
That's why.
Daycare wasn't bad. I like Dr. Doolittle. His wife in Dr. Doolittle is one of the baddest women I've ever seen in my life with her freaking
Mm-hmm.
green eyes. Oh my god.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm married as a husband. I'm just saying she's fucking bad. But
Oh,
anyway,
oh
I
yeah.
love Dr. I can't think of what her name is, but anyway, I liked those movies, but like the Nutty Professor, the Crumbs, I could do without them. And I like the Golden Child is still one of my all-time favorite
Facts.
classics. Like I
One
fucking
hundred
love
percent.
that. So
One
like
hundred
watching
percent.
him do like the Nutty Professor, like I was really like I didn't mind the first one because I was like, wow, he's really look at everything that he did. And to do all
Mm-hmm.
of that in the movie at that time was
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal. But then when he kept going with it, I was like, bro, no, go back to your hardcore comedy. What the hell was this? I didn't like it. I didn't like some of the Jim
Yeah.
Carrey movies, and I like Jim Carrey. I thought they were just too stupid. I was like, I'm not like, I didn't find them that funny. I didn't, and no matter how high I got, I just thought that shit was stupid.
Facts.
There's just
Well,
certain movies.
Listen.
I know
the
Jim Carrey's
point,
not black, but you get my point. Like certain movies, there was a what the fuck is it? There's another movie that I wasn't that great about that like the Marlon Wayans brothers did, and I freaking loved them. Love them. I'm fucking. What the hell is it?
yeah,
So
the point, the
white
point,
It's
the point.
chicks.
white chicks. I thought it was dumb.
I hated white
think there's
chicks.
I think there's a couple funny parts that you see some memes in, but I hated that movie. And then
I
of course
hated
you
white
know
chicks
about them
too.
wearing a dress and shit. So I was like, see, sold out.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I didn't like that movie either. I thought that was fucking dumb.
The
I just
only
did.
the only scene that I love in White Chicks, and I'll tell you why, is the Terry Crews part, right? Where he's in the techno room with the glow sticks, right?
Yes.
One time we went to an after hour party, right? Me and my
Uh-huh.
boys went after hour. So upstairs was hip hop, downstairs the techno room, right? So everybody's like, yo, let's go down and check the techno room, right? Like girls down there, whatever. So I'm like, all right, let's go down there. And I kid you not, I swear to you, I seen that. The dudes had their shirts off, they had the glow sticks around them, and they were doing the same dances. I was fucking dying the minute I got down in that room. I was like, bro, this is hilarious. That's the only part I really like about White Chicks. Other than that, meh.
The,
I
the
The
hate
only
it.
point, the
funny part
point,
I
the point
found.
is that I don't care about Christmas. Like there's plenty of humans that love it, and shout out to them. But humans are really fake around that time of year. I see humans smile that don't smile. You got humans that call me that don't talk to me any other time of the year. Humans just act really fucking strange around that holiday. So I don't like it.
Mm.
Terry Crews would love to hear me say that. Yeah, he was the funniest part, and that was the funniest part in that movie. But let's get back to the show. It
Yes.
starts off with them putting on a bomb, and then they're putting up a wanted poster of Maggie and Negan. Damn, I got all these things in my head. Right? We get to the intro. It starts off, and we see Maggie. She's doing the grave, right? And Negan comes in, and they have this big argument. And I wanted to get your guys' opinion about the opening scene. So go ahead, Brian. I'll start with you.
I believe that Maggie overstepped her boundary, and I think that she'd been very disappointed, very hurt, and probably wanted to kill him if the shoe was on the other foot and it was Herschel, and he buried Herschel for her and didn't tell her. And I think that she does things like that without thinking about the consequences or how or empathize with the other person. I think that's the tail mark of saying someone is a sociopath. I believe Maggie's also a sociopath. So we look at Negan, and he has we see him. It's no doubt he's sociopathic, but Maggie is too because she can't empathize. She can't put herself in someone else's situation. So I think that's why he was so upset. She couldn't even understand that. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize because you don't think about people. And I think that kind of showed that they're very similar in so many different ways. And that's why they're going to have this, hate it, love it type of relationship because they're the same person.
Well, they almost didn't even know what they were like. She thought she was mad. He was mad at her for something completely different, right? At the very beginning,
Mm-hmm.
they were kind of like arguing. They weren't really on the same page. Yes, it was the same like situation, but if you want to pinpoint, he thought it was because she was burying Jenny. He's like, no, it's because you literally fucking stabbed me in the back. He's like, and I
Mm-hmm.
thought we were
I thought that
beyond
was a
that.
double entendre. I thought that he stabbed me in the back by burying her, and you stabbed me in the back.
And I agree with it. That definitely had a double meaning to it. But the fact that she, like her guilt, like she already knows what the fuck she did wrong, and she still did it anyway. And then she kind of says it by saying, "I'm sorry, I did this," and he had to bring to her attention. It's not just that. Like you literally stabbed me in the back. Like
Mm-hmm.
so they're not even on the same path. And she, even if she know, like they're not on the same page, but even if she kind of realizes what the fuck she did wrong, the fact that she's willing to bypass that guilt and do it anyway for her own selfish reasons. So I agree with you. She's just very she is psychopathic, and she also is very selfish. Very selfish.
Absolutely, 100%. Go ahead, Jen. All right, were you finished, Brian?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Jen. Yeah, if you have anything else to continue, go ahead.
No, I kind of just jumped in with
I
that.
thought that
That's
was.
it.
I don't know.
New church runner, like, let's walk back the whole stabby thing. I'm gonna get to that. Terrence, you go first.
I have a whole lot to say about that. First off, Negan is a bitch for getting stabbed and not going and taking out Maggie. That's not okay. And then based upon what Maggie did, you see, I've learned over 37 years on this planet that humans are walking, talking contradictions, especially when you throw in emotions in the equation. They are very selfish, and the things that they say and do don't match. The shit that they criticize you for, they do and think the same shit. It's just, it becomes to a point to where if you don't have a certain mindset, you're just going to end up crazier than the Joker. So when I saw Negan just get upset at her for what she did. And she was just looking at him like, hey, why are you so mad? And all that. I'm just like, see, that's when he should have stabbed her. He should have stabbed her because this whole thing where she was like, hey, you shut the fuck up and all this. I'm like, he should have slit her throat mid sentence, just to let her know, like, look, I know I did some stuff to you, but you also did some stuff too. So the way I see it, once you put your hands on me, especially if you stab or shoot me, you've just given me permission to end your life 10 times over. And you get to say nothing. So her whole thing was you're a monster and you took away my ability to say goodbye and all this blah blah emotional stuff. And she did the same thing by burying the chick.
Mhm.
So I was kind of a little bit shocked that she would just do something like that and she's like, oh well, you were asleep and all that. I'm like, really? So that's your excuse. So you didn't think, hey, hey Negan, let's wake up. If it's too hard, let's do it together. So I just find it interesting that within these moments, what humans call sensitive moments, that humans are so insensitive when that shit happens. It's like, really? So how do you come to this conclusion? Oh, I know how. You're a typical human. So he should have stabbed her. I remember I went on the edge of my seat. I was like, Negan, if you don't at least stab her in the chest, you about to lose some respect points from me. You're still gonna be one of my favorite characters, but you're gonna lose a whole lot of respect points because now you have just told Maggie that no matter what she does, she could say anything, she can even stab you, and you'll give her a pass. That's
Well, what
But
bullshit.
what about
but
here when
Negan, yeah, go ahead, Jen, go ahead.
I said, what about right here when she starts antagonizing him, talking about eye for an eye, go ahead and stab me, and she's flipping out on him. That's so manipulative and conniving, like the way she
Hmm.
went about it. And I know you were just talking about that, Terrence, about how that is. Like, and then to be honest, that's when he should have done it too. Like, I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, he's gonna do it. He didn't do it. Like, I was like, wow, Negan just stared at her and then didn't do it because of whatever reason. That to me, at that point, like she gave him a chance and she wasn't expecting it the way she was saying it. He should have overrid that manipulation and fucking stabbed her. Go eye for an eye. Fucking put a hole in her. She put a hole in
Well,
you.
So here,
unfortunately, most guys can't do that when it comes to females. I've seen it. So he's fallen prey, and he might have some feelings because he did send away his family. So that's why I can't take away all the points because he was like, okay. If I have them around, I'll be weaker, and I'm like, that's factual. I mean, look at how the Dama just mentioned him, and he crumpled like how a hammer goes to a peanut. The family is going to be used against you. So because he does
see,
certain things, I can't take away all of his points, but it's almost like when I give him some points, he does or says something stupid where I got to take some away again. So eventually, it just kind of balances itself out.
Mm.
Daryl said Negan was just checking her. You see, that would have been me, right? I can't lie. That would have been me. I don't. No, the booty looked too nice. I don't know if I can do this right now. You know what I mean?
Wait, hold on.
She
That,
ain't got nothing.
She
No.
got
No, she.
nothing.
No
I know she don't.
bones, bro.
I know
hold
she. No, no, I know she don't. 100%. I know. I'm just
on,
saying though. Yeah.
Anzo, I feel you on that, but I don't care how good she may look. She's dead. I'll find another one. She's dead.
First off, this is the apocalyptic time, so finding another one might be extremely hard. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know what's funny
So
about that? Like, look how many, look how long the main show is. How many spinoffs they keep finding fucking
yeah,
humans.
yeah. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
I'm just
You're
saying,
right.
like,
Yeah.
and
You're
like,
right. They
how
keep
many times
finding
are these
someone.
characters like, oh man, I ain't gonna never find somebody. I've been alone for 13 years. It's a whole community. You just no matter where you go, it's a whole community, right?
100%. You
Military calisthenics.
create a colony house like in From, and you're good. You know what
Yep.
I mean?
And then just give somebody some military calisthenics and they'll get that BBL. Don't worry about it.
Facts. So here's what I'll say. Okay, I hear what you guys are saying 100%, but you got to remember, Negan, all till now, is still living with the guilt of killing Glenn. Right.
Yep.
So no matter what he does, he's always going to feel that guilt for what he did. That's why he's pretty much showing I owe you to Maggie. So that's why she has control over him. And I think was it you that said it, Jen? That said it last time, where or Brian, one of you guys said it, where Maggie's gonna have to actually let Negan go. You know what I mean? Say,
Mhm.
I forgive you. You can go now, right? So I get that 100%. Maggie did what she was doing because she felt guilty for stabbing Negan. So she figured going and taking the burden of having to bury his
Mhm.
so-called daughter, taking that away from him, is kind of her saying, I'm sorry, without saying I'm sorry. You know what I mean? So, and you could tell by this scene, even when she's like, stab me, stab me. This is all her way of saying, I'm sorry for stabbing you, right?
Right.
So I kind of understand the narrative that they were going with.
You
And
you
again, I
you know what that was, right? Classic manipulation. I'm like,
Yes.
she knew he wasn't gonna
yes,
stab
yes,
her.
Right.
absolutely. Absolutely,
But
because she says it. She says it when he's like, "Oh, I should have stabbed you a little bit." She was like, "No, you were never gonna stab
I,
me."
I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
she knew.
telling
She knew he
you,
was gonna do it. Yeah, she
I'm,
knew.
I'm
She knew.
telling you, like the females got that magic about them. They know when something's gonna go down or not. The dudes may not know, but they know what time it is.
it starts with
Yeah,
a
we
P and it ends with a Y.
100%. We all know where that magic is. 100%. So
Wait,
while they're
when did he get some of that? Like where from Maggie? Because I'm like that ain't even in play in this situation. But I got
No.
no, but hopefully it doesn't go into play because I don't want to see that. And this is
God,
another
no.
thing that I was going to bring up too, right? And I know we talked about why he got rid of his family, but he's not even talking about them. You know what I mean? It's like I hope they're not gonna like do a red con or anything because he's not even talking about them. Everything he was doing was to protect his family and to help Maggie. Right? He let them go. He said, "No, you guys will be better off without me right now. Whatever." But I also think it kind of is kind of a red con because Negan was in the last season. He was really trying hard to be with that family and protect his family. He was ready to die for them at one point. So I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay, I'm not really sure I dig that unless they go back to where Negan says, okay, I've done what I've done. I've atoned for the mistakes that I've made. Now I can go to my family and be a better man to them. Right. So I hope they do that at the end because I don't want them to see them going into this relationship with Maggie and Negan. I know they may think people want to see that, but we don't want to see that. Now, another issue that I had with the opening scene is because at the end of last season, they have this whole speech about we need to work together and this is it. And you can hear them. Maggie's talking, then Negan comes in, and it ends with them pretty much saying they have to work together. And then we get to this season, and they had fucking each other's throats right at the beginning. So I was like,
Walking
I kind
contradictions humans are.
I kind of get it, right? Because she stabbed him but you don't forgive, right? You don't forgive in that room because they were in that room, they forgave, and then because it's like a day later, oh, I can't stand you, and then arguments. Like, so that was a little bit of the issue that I had with that opening scene. So that's about it.
You don't think
But then
it's just he's
go
broken.
ahead.
The fact is Negan is broken.
Hmm.
And he's gonna have to find something that's going to help him find himself. And I think he does do that. But my fear is when they do it, do they kill him off?
Well,
No,
Just send him back to his family in Tennessee or the carajo they
yeah,
are.
yeah. I don't think they're gonna kill off Negan. I
Give
don't
I'm
think
Negan a
they
saying
will.
happy ending. Everybody else, I don't know. If this is
No.
not the final season, they keep going. I don't know if there's going to be a happy ending like that. But I could see
Mm-hmm.
Negan getting sent off and getting cut loose so he can go back to his family and kind of just
Mm-hmm.
getting off the show.
what if
Yeah.
he
Well,
for
go
the
ahead.
final time sacrifices himself to save Herschel, and it was either him or her. Him or him, and he sacrifices his life
if he
to
sacrifices his life
Herschel.
to
You're
save
gonna
that
lose your
simple
shit.
boy, I am. Ooh.
You're gonna lose your shit. You can tell
I'm going
already.
down I'm going down the studio to form my complaint.
You
And to
riot.
be fair, like
He's done it
Negan said, yeah, he saved Herschel how many
multiple
times
times,
already,
like
right?
multiple
You know
Yeah.
what I
times.
mean? It's like he saved her already. So I hear what you're saying, and I think they could do that, but I do feel like they want to do this big last season 12 of Walking Dead, right? And like we said, remember last night we're saying if they do, they could have them come over here to New York, right? They have them come over there and have power and electricity, and that's how they end it with them building up a new community, right? Now, does Negan last for that? I don't know, maybe, but I think that a lot of the characters that they want to bring back, like Morgan,
Mhm.
Negan, I think those guys are gonna have pretty happy endings.
Just
Especially,
it's just he should get back to his family. There should be some point because I don't want it to be where he's like, okay, I'm doing all this for my family, and then okay, now that I'm in a certain position, let me send them away so they can be safe. It's like, okay, at what point do you go get them, and be with them? Because otherwise, it just seems like a pointless type of journey. Because the
yeah,
last time I checked, family is the most important thing to humans, right? So like, so
And
you did all that shit for
that's
nothing. Then
the BS they're gonna get. You're gonna get Maggie and Herschel has now become his family, and then Maggie's gonna feel something about it, and she's gonna go see his wife and his daughter, and then they're gonna end up living together. She's gonna end up, like protecting them. It's gonna be some
a
bullshit like that.
triple,
okay,
I could get down with that.
okay, hold on. Let me make this clear
You
to
said that
you.
way too quick, Anzo.
I want to make this clear to you, Anza. You already know what time it is, but I'm gonna make you a promise right now. If something happens to you and we're in an apocalyptic situation, I don't care how good the booty is, they're dying. I'm not gonna do you like that because that'd be me dishonoring your memory by going
I,
and
f-
sleeping with the
I,
chick. You know what I mean? Like, nah.
Yeah.
I feel you, homie. I
That-
can't make that promise.
Yeah,
I'm just.
that's not gonna be on saying. She's not gonna be on the other foot like that.
I can't make that promise. You know what I mean? But Shit, I lost my train of thought, so I'll get back to it. But we get to Maggie, they get captured by these two guys, right? And then all of a sudden, we get Herschel running up, screaming, "Mom, mom!" And then we get the bomb.
Mhm.
Now,
Yeah.
what were you guys' thoughts on that one? Because I was like, wait a minute, Herschel's not dead? Hold on, let me bring it.
Yeah, for one, he was right next to the bomb. I don't know how he survived. Talk about plot armor. Right?
I'm sorry, but that was a building.
How's
You
he
know what I
alive?
mean? Yeah, I agree. So, what are you guys' thoughts on that? Go ahead, Brian.
He didn't lose his hearing. He didn't have a scratch on him. He wasn't even dusty.
Word.
Mhm.
How is this possible, guys? Like,
Right.
I know how are we talking about realistic. I know it's weird saying this in a movie about The Walking Dead, a TV show about The Walking Dead, zombies walking around every day. We're talking about that. That doesn't make any realistic sense. But come on, man, a bomb,
And
not
they
a
did this
scratch.
already with like Rick.
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
So, like he
exactly.
blew up on the bridge and still survived, right? Herschel blows up this quick, and I'm like, but you're right. He didn't have no hearing loss. He was not even dusty. I thought that was really unrealistic. The fact that he could still hear was the biggest red flag to me. I'm like, even in like 90s shows and movies, they knew that you shouldn't be able to hear at that point. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, how unrealistic and how much plot armor does this kid have?
You're waiting for the coyote to come by.
He said the new showrunners tried to fix what they did with Maggie's son last season. You know what? It seems that way. I still don't trust him that much, but it seems that's what they're doing in the show. It could definitely be possible. Go ahead, Jen. Your thoughts on the scene?
Yeah, I thought it was a little unrealistic, and I kind of was like, what's happening? And I kind of was glad that we finally got some things. I thought this was gonna, amount to be a huger, bigger thing. But right away I was like, okay, so huge explosion. Walkers are gonna obviously be coming, and obviously people are still after them because they're wanted. So I'm like, all right, hopefully this, the story is gonna start picking up here. So I kind of liked that we suddenly got that after Maggie's little crash out and this whole like little we're kidnapping you thing. So I like that we got something, some action. But when I saw Herschel just get up and walk away, I was like, what? Huh?
Facts.
Huh?
Facts. What about you, T?
Well, it's no secret that a lot of individuals in Hollywood are afraid to do stuff to children. I mean, they've vocalized as much in many cases. So to me, I was not shocked that Herschel was fine. I was like, yeah, he has plot armor because he's a child. Unless they want to set up a specific moment where they're going to take him out. But aside from that, if there's no specific moment, or even if there is, he's going to be like Superman basically until they feel that there's a time to cut him off. So I just kind of laughed at that. I'm like, well, it is The Walking Dead. So, there's plenty of characters that have survived stuff where in real life they would be dead as fuck, but just not in this case. So I like the action of the scene, but him being unscathed and it didn't bother me just because I've seen so much entertainment that I'm used to the tricks and the traps that they lay.
Yeah, we all know that he was going to be okay, but at the end of the day, it was just like you want to put him at least a little bit, 5 feet away
A
from the
bloody
blast or
nose,
something. You know what I mean? Or like, yeah, something like that. But
a boo-boo on
that
your elbow, a boo-boo on your elbow, something.
facts.
At
Daryl
least
said,
let him.
You know what though? He already has enough brain damage, right? Mentally. That's worse than anything physical that can happen to you. So I'm like, he already damaged enough. He's good.
you were going to say, Jen?
Yeah, they could have waited till he got to her. She's like, you know what I mean, tied up. Like he could have gotten closer, and then they could have set off the explosion as like the production team, just to make it sound or like be more realistic. If you're gonna make them all survive, fine anyway. You know what I mean? Like let him get a couple more feet closer to her, so that way it just looks more realistic.
Yeah, 100%. Because I think what they were trying to do, I guess, is a shock value to make you think he died in that explosion, and we already know he wasn't going to die anyway. So
Yeah, like
this,
Glenn, all the times that we thought
That's
Glenn was gonna
exactly
die.
what I was talking about.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, the amount of times they faked out Glenn's death, yeah, 100% in that show was crazy. Said Maggie's son left to go with the Dharma, and now all of a sudden he starts at the start of the season. He's back with Maggie. That's where I had an issue. We'll probably get a flashback as to what happened there, but I'm just like, wait a minute. He left with the Dharma, right? After screwing over his mom and just left like that. So I'm like, what happened all of a sudden, and that's why I don't trust him.
Right.
So I could tell the new story runners just want to undo what happened in season 2, so they'll just kill off the Croat and the Dharma straight away. You think they're gonna kill the Dharma straight away? I don't know.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I think she lasts the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
me
think she'll
too.
go
I
at the
think she.
end.
What
Well,
is what is
you know
straight away
what?
mean? The next episode? Like what are
You
we
know
talking
what? You know what? He kind of might be right, because when I think about it and I go back to the trailers, there's a lot of other people that's going to be involved in this. It's possible that they do kill off the Dharma next, because I see this black woman in the trailer. Looks like she's into something, right? And you see a whole bunch of people coming from the boat, because I believe what happens is they turn on the light, right? And that
Hmm.
on the light attracts people. So you see people coming in from everybody, and that's where they're gonna have to defend. So I think you might be right, Daryl. I think they might kill off the Dharma. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they might do it. I think they
See,
might.
And if they do, that's fine because she already had an arc already. So it's not like she didn't have any screen time.
I agree. You're
true.
gonna say, Jen?
I was gonna say she's laying low though, right? She doesn't really want nobody to really know that she's around. I could see
Mm-hmm.
them having her lay low for a couple of episodes and just showing us a clip as she starts to like heal and build herself up and develop some type of a plot. I don't think she's gonna be that impulsive to do something in the next 2 episodes yet. I think she's gonna lay low.
Mm.
I
That's
could
my
see that
opinion.
too.
She might not get a lot of screen time throughout the entire season,
Mm-hmm.
but I think she's gonna lay low a little bit further into the season and then pop out. We're gonna see some other
And
shit with other
Char-
people in between all that, but I could see her just laying low and like having like some type of a surprise attack on them because they
you
they
know
don't
what?
expect her to be alive. So I see them doing that.
I agree with you too, right? Because the Dharma in last season seemed like she was 2 steps ahead of everybody at certain points, right? And we were saying that even like Negan, she seemed like she was a couple of steps ahead of Negan as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that. I could see that. Brian,
her,
go ahead.
her lane. Wait, go ahead.
No, go T. You good?
No, I was gonna say that her laying low makes sense because she's not a physical threat. She's someone that
Mm,
is intelligent, which
Mhm.
yeah.
depending on the scenario can be worse. Like her powers of manipulation and
Mhm.
speech to get others to do stuff, she would have to build up her ranks and
Right.
then she would strike. Because if
Yeah.
she tries to approach any of the groups that we've seen, she's done.
She's done.
It's a wrap. She would get
Mm-hmm.
Right.
laid out so quick.
And
So
she knows that though. She knows that. That's why I think she's definitely gonna lay low and like kind of recoup her power and be manipulative and kind of build something up and do a surprise attack when they least expect it. Especially if all this other chaos is going down. She's gonna see that, keep a watchful eye, and she'll develop some type of plot or plan to get at them when they're at their weakest. I don't think she's gonna die in the first couple episodes. I think she's gonna lay low and we'll see her pop up
I
with her at the end.
I could see that 100%. Brian, go ahead.
There's no way, no way they kill her the next episode. But I do
Mm-mm,
believe she dies early
mm-mm,
because it's the completion of last season. Now you give
Mm-hmm.
us the new threat of trying to figure out this new Eden in New York. So now
mm-hmm.
you have these new people that you don't know. How are you going to be able to hold this stuff together? You're not a good leader, but you have to get rid of the Dama first. And I think the end of the Dama ends the threat for season 2.
I could see that too. You know what I mean? Yeah, I could see that too. So I don't have a problem with that, because, like I said, I do feel like they kind of they kind of finished her arc last season, and now it's just to get her out of there and have a new threat for the season. So I could see that too. But we see these 2 people that had Negan and Maggie captured. They end up finding the Dharma, but they're getting attacked by zombies. Where Negan and Megan go into this little hutch, and zombies are coming down like crazy. And everybody comes down there, and they have this big fight. And that's when the Croat sees Negan. I love the way he says Negan.
I
You
love the
know
way he says
Negan.
it.
Negan.
that?
Negan!
had a feeling our paths would.
He's always happy to see Negan, right? Because we know he's
Yeah.
his mentor, Negan's his mentor, and stuff like that. But we find out that he was scratched or bitten by a creature. And at first, I thought, oh, maybe he's faking, but we end up finding out that he's not. So first off, before I get into what the Croat did to these people and why they came alive, what did you guys think about this scene? Go ahead, Jen. You go first.
Um, For one, I was glad that they
Me
showed us
too.
him right away. I'm glad that they didn't let that prolong and like kind of go on because we knew he was still out there. So I like that we got it right away. And like you
Hmm.
said, I love the way like Negan can do no wrong. Even when he like hates Negan for shit that Negan's done to him,
Hmm.
he will always find a way to still love and admire Negan. And you see that no matter what. Um, I was shocked that they kind of wrapped him up so quickly, and I like that they did, but I did think he would make it into episode 2 and they would take care of him then. So I like that they kind of went through what they did in this episode. But I like this that they popped him right up in here and it kind of brings in the old storyline with the new storyline. So I like that combo and where they started off with that, like combining the two things.
Absolutely. Brian?
I was hesitant. Why is everyone helping? Like, why her brother said leave him, right? So
Mhm.
Louis
Mm.
said leave him there. Why are you still doing this? And then Renata like comes in and still helps him do all this stuff. I thought that was stupid. I thought it was idiotic because if you have someone who killed your family, why would you allow them? It's the same problem I have with Maggie. Like why would you then bring him back in and you're saving his life? No. What are you doing? Let
Hmm.
him go. She didn't even have to be the one killing him. She could have just
Right.
left him outside. That's it.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
So
got you.
I didn't understand it, and I think it didn't seem realistic to me because in a post-apocalyptic world, after you've killed my uncle and my brother, I'm not helping you get your ass up.
Yeah, that is true. The fact that Renata helped him was a little bit of a shocker.
I got you. And Terrence?
All right, first off, that whole Negan, like that shit was amazing. I fucking love
Hmm.
that because you know, the way that he feels about Negan being his mentor is how I feel about my masters that taught me martial arts. Like they can definitely do no wrong, and I'd be willing to do anything for them. Like even if they do something to wrong me, I'll try to think of it as like maybe it was something that I did. So that's actually a very realistic response when you hold somebody to that high of a standard. So I do like that, right? And then as far as them helping him. I'm like, yeah, that seems about right. That goes back to what I've been saying for over 20 years. Humans ain't gonna do shit when it comes down to it. They're gonna talk a bunch of jive and stick their chest out. The scene transition, the guilt's gonna come in, maybe some religious aspects, depending on who you're talking to, and then they're gonna end up helping because the idea of letting someone die when you know you can help, most humans are not going to be able to sleep with that shit. So even though it's stupid and I wouldn't do that shit, I know that the majority of humans would, regardless of how wrong they were by that particular human.
Right.
I got you. I got you. I thought this part was pretty good. I'm kind of like Brian. We're like, well, because we find out what the Croat did, and he was kind of like a Negan clone. So I don't see why they actually didn't kill him, but I guess she explains why she kept him alive later on, which we get to here where we find out what happened in the backstory. Right, they're having a birthday party. There's a pregnancy, and then the Croat comes in. He kills the girl, the woman who's pregnant. He kills her uncle and her brother. Right, yeah, that's it.
Her
Or he
uncle
kills
and her husband.
her
Husband.
husband,
Yeah.
yeah, which is the other guy's brother, right? And this
Mhm.
was because, again, it was something that he learned from Negan, where he's like, "Oh, we need resources. Oh, you're a doctor? Okay, well, let's see how good of a doctor you are." And then he stabs him, and we find out that he's not. Well, he was a doctor and trained him, but he didn't really know that much. And then she threatens to blow up everybody, and Croat says, "You're not like that." And she says, "Try me." And the
Right.
Croat ends up leaving. So, what did you guys think about this backstory and why they don't like the Croat? Go ahead, Terrence. You start.
I love that scene. Yep, the Korat was on point. Like the stuff that he learned from Negan, I'm like, that is so tactfully intelligent. Like the idea of when you're going to a group and you want to figure out how to get them to fall in line, you kill the
Mm-hmm.
right person at the right time. Most humans will fall in line out of fear. Even the ones that are like and clenching their fists, they ain't gonna do shit. So And then if you double down and kill a second person, then that's just going to shock them even more. So the thing is that every once in a while, you will encounter a group of individuals where somebody will charge you because they're so mad and emotional, but then you just take them out and that will deter the rest from doing something equally as stupid, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
approach of the scene and the value of what Negan taught the Croat, I'm like, that's brilliant, And then even like, when she was like, "Oh, try me, I'm gonna blow up this whole fucking room and stuff," and he's like, "You're not gonna do that." He ends up leaving on the off chance that, okay, maybe she's not bluffing. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, look at how you responded when you lost two of your people, and you're trying to convince me that you're gonna blow them all up because of what? So even though I found it to be smart that the Corette didn't really want to test that, I would have been the one to stay out and be like, do it.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
that scene, I like it because it was intense. And the best way to get a group to crumble is when you attack not only their leaders, but family members, because usually humans love their family and friends and shit. So it's a good method to get them to fall in line. But you got to be careful though, because there's another side that they don't explain, which is the individuals that will plot against you, that will seek out your demise. But see, you can't just end it there. So Negan, he taught him the first part of the lesson, but the next part is now you have to be wary in case individuals try to rise up. But I just like the acting in that scene and the way that the Croat was like, "Oh, so you're a doctor, huh?" Because humans lie all the time, right? Like, "Oh yeah, I'm a doctor too," or "Oh yeah, I used to do this." And it's like, okay, so how do you figure out if somebody is lying or not, right? Then you create a situation that's so intense that the truth will just come out. Even if you risk the idea that you may have taken out somebody that you legitimately could have used, it's just that whole approach to that scene. I just love how that shit played out. It's so applicable to particular situations, even in real life, that humans have seen or heard about on the news. I love that scene. That's probably my favorite scene in the whole episode.
I feel you. I'm legit scared Terrence liking Negan's methods too much. Yeah, Terrence. Terrence is different. Go ahead, Jen. You next.
Um, when they did this flashback, I really like the parallel that they were trying to show. And it kind of goes back to what Terrence was saying before about human beings talking mad shit and actually just being a walking contradiction. Because here, Renata is about to take everybody out. She don't give a fuck, right? That's what she's about to do if they don't leave. And she kind of stands her ground, but then she's so willing to save him later on. Right. So she kind of switches and doesn't do what she said. And then you see the Craw watching that somebody was going to blow some shit up and then him actually following through with blowing shit up, even though it winds up causing his demise because that's how he gets bit. So I really like the parallel and it just shows the paradigm on how you can make this decision or that decision and you still don't know how it's going to work out. And both of them had the option to do both of the choices that they either chose or didn't choose. And you see them both going through that kind of conflict and decision making, and I really like the parallels that the two scenes showed from the last scene to this flashback, and it also gave us the context to why she probably should have just fucking killed him but didn't. And it, like you said, it's a contradiction because she should have and she didn't, despite everything. Anyway, should have just left his ass outside to die, like I think Brian or somebody said earlier. So
Louise
Go ahead,
could have did the
Brian.
same.
You're
Louise
next.
could have did the same thing. Like literally, no one's coming into my place. I don't. It's the end of the end of the world. I got zombies outside. You gonna come to my house and shoot somebody, bruh? I got a machete, chopping your head off. Like I don't understand. I don't understand how everyone's. You already had the death, so now you might as well just defend yourself for the rest of your family. You have another baby coming in. You have to make sure they understand they're to protect it. I would have just, he'd been done. This little dude was not going to shoot my uncle and my brother and say, all right, now you're done. Or I'm not going to sit there and let you.
What did he say, Brian? We'll be in touch. That's basically what he said before he walked out. Like, we'll be back another time. Go ahead and think it over. Sorry.
So I would have fixed that now. No, you're not walking out. Get these other dudes with these whatever things, man. I want to shoot them too. Like I don't understand it. Like everyone's acting like a bitch when it's literally the zombie apocalypse outside. What are you afraid of? Like you were the one gun is gonna come do all this stuff for us. I don't understand it.
I,
Numbers
I,
should matter now.
I know what they're afraid of. It's their damn moral compass that was programmed into them. It prevents them from doing what they need to do in any given situation.
You know, I got morality, but I also don't have stupidity. That's my problem.
Yeah, you're definitely better than the characters in this show because every time I look up, they just fucking up left and right.
I also pretend like we hear
the crow had ended up leaving, right? And as we get back to the regular time where Negan is there with the Croat and they're having a conversation. Maggie has a conversation with Herschel, and we don't really get much explanation as to why Herschel left, but he just says that the Dharma wanted me to kill you, and then they have this little lovey-dovey scene, and they hug up, and Maggie feels like she got her son back. Brian, do
You
you
didn't
trust
kill
him?
me. Give me a hug.
Do you trust him, Brian? Go
I
ahead.
won't trust him until he gets beat.
Right? Sorry.
She need to take off a shoe.
100%.
She need to take off a belt. She need to go get a switch until he gets beat. And then is feel sorry. You need to feel this sorry first.
100%. I agree with you. Jen, what do you think?
Yeah, like the minute she heard she wanted me to kill you. Like that's just that like it's a reflex that you just I don't understand how she was so calm during that. And then she almost kind of like takes the blame on herself because she thinks it's because she hasn't been able to let go of like the whole Negan thing, and she starts apologizing about her anger and everything. And I'm like, what kind of a therapy fucking session are we having right now? Whoop his ass. I'm like, he just said that he wanted to kill you, that he was sent to kill you. That's the reason why he has been betraying your trust. And she's like, okay, well, I'm sorry that I've been angry too. I'm
Yep.
like, what's going on right now? I didn't like this conversation at all. I didn't like how it was handled. I also just I agree with what Tern said before. Like Herschel is emotionally damaged. He is fucked right now. He doesn't know who to believe. It's like he has another mommy, right? Because of the way the Dom has been treating him. And she completely manipulated so many situations to put herself in that position with him. And I just think that he should be locked up. And if you can't kill your son, even though you brought him into this world, you can take him out, but you lock him up. I would not be able to sleep knowing that he's roaming around free. I wouldn't sleep at all, to be quite honest.
100%. I agree. And go ahead, Brian.
No, this is Terrence. You go ahead.
Oh, Terrence. Sorry, my bad. Go ahead, Terrence.
Nah, I don't trust that little bastard. Like, I don't care how much he smiles or none of that. Because to me, like, I'm very big on the idea of betrayal. You only get to do that to me once. And if you happen to be family and you do it, it's a million times worse. And your punishment must be way more severe if you do some shit like that and you've been placed in a certain position. So, because, you're going to hear a lot of times, oh, I can't do that. That's my brother. That's my son. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, they must not be if they were willing to serve you up to somebody that could have killed you at any moment. I'm like, you don't get to be family at that point. You're actually worse than a stranger, because with a stranger, I expect them to stab me in my back, try to take my can of baked beans. But if you do it and you're supposed to be family, I'm like, well, that tells me that there's nothing sacred in this horrible world and you have to be punished. So that little boy, I would love if he has a painful death at the end of this season.
Word, he ain't no Carl. That's for damn sure. And they killed Carl off. Fuck it. Fuck this little bastard. They should have killed him off.
Listen, I said this last season. I say it again. The way she let this kid talk to him, I was like, there's no fucking way. There is no way. You are my son. You are not going to talk to me like that. I am going to bust your ass, which is what she would have done. And then she would have never had to worry about Herschel going to the Dharma because he would have been too scared to fucking leave and probably couldn't even walk because his ass was hurting so much. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
I wouldn't have took that. But so what Daryl is saying is that the showrunners are trying to redeem him or redcon what they did with the Dharma, which it seems like they're doing that. I hope they don't, but then again, I don't want it to be another double cross with Herschel again either,
Mhm.
right? It's just, if you were gonna do that, you should have had this progress at least to 2 or 3 episodes. You know what I mean? Show him with the Dharma, show the Dharma like really losing it. Oh, you need to kill Maggie, this and that. And that's when you realize, no, I can't do this anymore, and I need to go back to my mom. You know what I mean?
I
Like
still think
this woman is
still
crazy.
dude is lying.
What's that?
I still think he's lying.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
gonna
so do
say.
I. So do I. So do I. I think he's lying too. But again, at the end of the day, if they are doing what Daryl said, which is they're trying to redeem him and making him like be on Maggie's side, then they should have led up to it, right? You can't just come in where all of a sudden he shows up out of nowhere. It's like, oh yeah, mom, everything I said last season was bullshit, and I love you. Like, no, like, what are we
See,
doing here?
that's hilarious. Sometimes, depending on what a human says, I might let them talk a little bit if that shit is entertaining. I'm like, this damn human. Hold on, I might let them get in a couple of words before I finish them off, depending on how intriguing it may be. But nah, you know,
You see. Nothing. See that now. When you have kids, no. The minute they say something out of pocket that they ain't supposed to say, what? You don't let them continue. I don't want to hear any fucking else you have to say. All right. The minute you raise your voice, you're getting it. That's it. one
Say
hundred
something
percent.
else.
I mean,
Say
there wouldn't be
anything.
no child if they served me up
Facts.
to the enemy. That'd be yeah, no, that they're done.
Yeah,
But no, I'm talking about in the situation where I'm like, this person really thinks that they could come here, put the hand on my shoulder, bat their eyes, talking about I love you. I'm like, oh, do you? Then it would have been a knife to the throat, like you should have thought about this shit. And then I just would
Mm-hmm.
watch the light go out of their eyes. I'm like, that's how it felt when you betrayed me.
There's these little like TikTok videos, right? And you see this little. There's one that I remember specifically. Seen it like about maybe a couple weeks ago. Little black kids on the table. His mom comes up and he says, "What'd you say, bitch?" And then it goes dark. And then you see
Yeah.
like a blinking and the eyes open up. It's like, oh, you're waking up now? Yeah, exactly. That's
that's
exactly
exactly right. That's how I
100%.
was raised.
Facts. Me too. Me too. Listen, my dad just had to give me the look, and I wouldn't say another word. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like that look was just like, all right, my bad.
And,
But
and
Daryl said, go ahead, Jen."
yeah, and I don't understand. There's no CPS right now. Like, whoop his ass. Like, who? What
Facts.
are you afraid of? Like
Facts.
nowadays, you can't even hit a kid in public because
Mm-hmm.
somebody are immediately recording it and calling
Mm-hmm.
CPS and reporting you. I'm like, that's one of the reasons why this country's been going down the way it is. But
Absolutely.
you like she has the opportunity to do that and she doesn't discipline him. And I think part of the reason why is, oh, look at the world he's growing up in. That's
Mm.
exactly why the fuck he needs discipline
Yes.
and structure. And you're not giving
Yes.
that to him. You're not. You're
Yes.
running around riled. He should have a routine, get up. He should be training. Like there should be some type of a routine. I'm not like a militant type of person, but I definitely believe in that type of like mentality and routine, especially as a teacher. She ain't got no routine from structure for him. That's why he disrespects and walks all over her. And she knows it because she's selfish
Mm-hmm.
and does what she fucking wants and doesn't put him ahead. But she will say everything that she's doing is for him. And it's not, it's for her survival. And she just would feel guilty if her kid died.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Daryl said
Walking.
that's definitely what they're doing, and he said he's not lying. Well, we'll see. You know what I mean? But I just feel like I'm with Brian, where it's like if he isn't lying, then you guys just passed over a whole plot that just to get to this part instead of giving us at least some kind of context as to why he stopped listening to the Dharma, because the Dharma had him brainwashed, right? And
Right.
all of a sudden, like in the season, the beginning of the first episode, you're not brainwashed anymore. Maybe
Yeah.
they'll give us a flashback to that, but right now it just seems out of place if he's not lying. So I'm right there with you. So after the conversation, we have the Dharma and they telling him about the baby, and the baby's going to be premature, needs an incubator. Dharma says there's one tank left and I know where it is. And they decide that they're going to go find it. And pretty much Negan is kind of checked out, right? Negan says, "Yeah, I'm gonna go look upstairs," and then he goes upstairs and he finds the bar. So, what did you guys think about the reason why they need to get the tank and Negan being checked out? Go ahead, Terrence. You start with that one.
Oh yeah, Negan. I mean, shoot. Once you get stabbed in the back, and start crying like a bitch. I mean, you ain't got nothing left as a man. So that's why he checked out. So I feel him. You know, he just like, hey man, I'm done with this. I'm done with this whole universe. I'm just gonna kick back, drink some alcohol, because you know that's how a lot of humans deal with their problems. They drink alcohol. But it made sense that he would do that. But at the same time, with Negan, he has these moments before he bounced back to the familiar Negan that I love. You know, so I'm like, it's always cool just to see how long he's gonna stay in these sorts of emotional ruts, as I call them. I'm like, yeah, that shit ain't gonna last. But you know, this whole thing with the baby, I'm like, I'm like, I get it. You know, children are the way of the future, and blah blah blah. But I just that whole thing with the baby plot line, I don't care. Like, I'm more interested in Negan surviving. Like, everybody else can die as long as Negan survives by the end, then I'm happy. You know, if Maggie survives because she's a cool character, I won't be too mad. But I'm just, if Negan dies, I'm gonna be pissed. If he dies and everybody else lives, like I won't like that. So
I'm
my
right there
favorite
with
thing,
you.
my favorite thing about the scene is just Negan being checked out, because in real life, when someone checks out, because I've been in situations where I've checked out, is to the point to where, you know, you go down such a dark path, you might even consider self-deletion. Like, it gets really fucking bad. Like, nobody should ever go down those paths. But, you know, from experience, when you do, it's like, fuck. If you don't have someone to talk to you, and not just talk to you, but have the right words, right? Just like how Negan had the right words for the Croat. If you don't have the right words, then nobody can help you, which means that you would have to help yourself. So Negan tends to go off on his own, and he processes things, and then he eventually figures out what to do. Whether or not his choices are considered intelligent would just depend on what he does in any given situation.
Agreed. Go ahead, Jen.
I agree that Negan's completely checked out, and I think he needs this. It's like a reset for him. He
Mhm.
also doesn't need to see any babies being born and have hope right now, or think of attachments right now, considering everything that he's just lost and given up, and even all the good that he's doing, it looks like it's like he's still being shit on and nobody even cares. So he needs this reset to really kind of reassess, like, what the fuck is he here for right now. So I 100% agree with you. And I think, like, he was like, you, this is like all too happy, you're having a kid, I don't give a fuck, I'm not trying to get attached, like, I don't need any of this shit. Like, I really just need to go figure myself out right now, because fuck all y'all. And I kind of felt that in this situation, and I thought that's what Negan needed, a reset. And I'm glad he didn't fall in line and just kind of go along with it like he kind of did last season. He kind of was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, no, I'm done," he just like dipped out. And I was like, "That's I'm glad he did something for himself. He needed to dip out. He needs to take a minute to reset."
Agreed.
Oh
100%.
shit.
Brian? Yeah, what up,
I
Terry?
yeah, which CT?
No, I just real quick, I just wanted to say that I think that anyone that has a baby in a zombie apocalypse is worse than the walkers themselves. Go ahead, Brian.
I
Listen. Listen. I hear what you're saying, but it's not like they got Jimmys in an abundance. You know what I mean?
We got to
So
repopulate
I'm
the
not. I'm
earth.
not talking about having no Jimmy. I'm like, look, humans are like, oh, life is precious, and boo hoo, right? I'm just like, so you
I don't even
think?
think it's about life is precious. They just didn't want to pull out, bro.
Look,
You know
look,
what
look
I mean? It's
let me just say, I'm just saying that it's messed up, because I'm like, first of all, babies cry and shit. You got to get them specific food. They become a
mm-hmm.
liability, and it's
Yeah,
like,
one
if
hundred
you're a
percent.
parent, obviously, if you're a parent, you don't want nothing to happen to the child, but you're putting them in the worst situation.
I
So
agree. I agree.
I even though I'm not a parent, I have zero chill for that. I'm like, what the hell were you thinking? It's a bunch of zombies right outside, and you're like, let's have some kids today. I'm like, come on, man. Like,
Again, I don't think it's a let's have some kids today. I think it's a not pulling out situation, and whatever happens, right? That's my
a
mentality.
zombie apocalypse. You say, whatever.
The
You know
okay,
pull
what I
out
mean?
okay,
method
Yeah,
does
it is
not
what it
work.
Let,
is.
It
let it
does not
ride.
work.
okay, since that's the case, since they don't want to pull out, don't be coming knocking on my door talking about, you gotta let us in. We have some children. I'm like, that's your fault. Close the door right in the face.
We already know you're heartless. Go ahead, Brian.
I thought that this is actually a scene where you see Negan actually regret his decision to let his wife and child go. So seeing that reminds him of his family that he let go, and that's why he needed to go to have a drink. He needed to get out of there. I feel like it kind of hit him differently, and he's dealing with this because, as I said, he's been broken. All we saw season 2 is him trying to put the pieces back together. He's not totally back together. He's trying, and seeing something that's traumatic like that is still hitting him in the feels, and he doesn't like it. He wants to drink those things away, and that's why he ends up going to the bar and seeing all the stuff, and then it's like, okay, I'm going to enjoy, drinking and forgetting.
You know what? I agree with you, and I hope that's the case. It's just like they act like he doesn't have a kid and a wife so far. You know what I mean? So I agree with you. I hope that's the case where it's like, oh yeah, I did what I had to do and let my family go, and I'm stuck here doing this kind of stuff. So I really do hope it is that stuff. I just find like mention your fucking wife and kid, like something, you know what I mean? Like that should have been some sort of reason or anything. Like there was no mention of it, and I didn't like that. That's the only problem I didn't like, because they even mentioned it in last season, right?
Yeah.
He said Negan has a kid and a wife. Yes,
Yeah.
he
He
does.
Yes.
sent
Yes,
them
he does.
away. Yeah.
A
And
black
Annie,
woman.
right? Her name is Annie.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I think, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't really remember everything from season 11, but she was kind of a badass, no?
Yeah.
It was tough.
Yeah. She
Yeah,
was a
she
tough.
was a tough woman, right? Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
she was. I think she actually, they didn't fight Maggie, but she had a like you're not doing this type of I'm standing up for Negan kind of vibe with him too, So and I think she's kind of tough enough to be there. So I don't like what that they're not mentioning him. That's up. He said, "Just kidding. They've been gone for so long." Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly it. You know what I mean? That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like a mention of it or something would be
He feels
okay.
guilty
I
as
get you.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping they're going for, and not the fact that it's like this. Oh, I feel guilty still because of Glenn and Maggie and stuff like that. I hope it's actually because his family is gone, right?
Well,
But he
yeah.
goes,
Look who he meets at the bar. That character
Dillard.
is fucking
Dillard is
amazing. I
something else.
love Jimmy Simpson. Right? Jimmy Simpson, I think is the character's name, the actor's
yeah,
name.
Yeah.
I love him. He's hilarious. And I'm like, that's a perfect distraction right now to just get your mind off of everything and then just drop a nugget of truth that brings it back to pull him out of where he's at. So
good.
I
I'm
love
glad you
that
brought that up,
character.
because that was my next question.
Oh
What'd you
yeah.
guys think of the bar, Diller from the bar? Go ahead.
Perfect casting in my opinion. I love that dude. I haven't seen him in a minute. So seeing him pop up on screen and then knowing his person, like how he usually the roles that he usually plays since like the
Mm-hmm.
fucking 80s, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
think of like pretty like what is it? Uh whatever the fucking Molly Ring, whatever. He's been around
Pretty
for a
Woman.
minute. Or is it not Pretty Woman? It's Pretty in
Oh,
Pink.
Pink.
Pretty in
Pretty in
Pink.
Pink.
Pretty
Yeah,
Pink.
Right,
Pretty in
Pretty in
Pink.
Pink. So like just seeing him and knowing like his character and how he can just be like this pompous ass, but like can be funny as hell. I thought it was perfect for a Negan. Like think of like Negan's attitude and how he reacts. This guy is the perfect jester to go back and forth with him to kind of
Mm-hmm.
distract him and kind of get him back into his personality, because when he like fires off some stuff, Negan's gonna naturally react, and that's gonna kind of snap him out of the hopelessness that he's in. So when I saw that character, I was like, oh, this dude is perfect to get him out of the funk. This is a perfect, like, this is great. So I was really excited to see him and see like what his work was going to be with this character.
It's funny that you brought up Pretty in Pink, because that was one of them. Like growing up, I loved that movie for whatever reason. I loved that movie. I thought it was really good, and I
Oh,
think I
yeah.
was
Say that. I love that movie one more time. Just say it.
fuck you, Brian.
You're gonna
How's
record it,
that
aren't
for
you?
you?
Hey, I loved it too. I love Ducky. Oh my god, I love
that's
Ducky.
that's what I hated about the movie. That Ducky didn't get the girl at the end.
Oh,
You
that's
know what
what
I
the
mean?
bughead, yes. But that movie's
Yeah.
great.
No, he ended
That
up
new
getting.
dude falling out of the tree, bro.
Yeah, Ducky got the friend, right? He ended up with the friend at the end,
Yes.
but he was going after Molly Ringwald for the whole thing. And
Mhm.
I was like, man, I hated the guy that she ended up dating, like the lead. I
Yeah.
hated him. Yeah, I didn't like him. I'm like,
It
no,
was,
should have been with fucking Ducky. That's what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
it was
100.
such an
percent
80s trope. It was crazy.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
love that's a classic. It's a fucking classic.
Absolutely. Brian, go ahead.
I was trying to get you to say I love that TV show, and then
I know, I know.
I was gonna get the time clock, and then I was gonna have that forever, forever.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to do, bro. I'm not dumb. I see it. I
I,
see it. But I'm gonna have to now go and edit the video because I know you're gonna clip it from
already wrote
YouTube. So
it down.
Oh
I already
yeah.
wrote it down. 134.48. We good to go.
Yes, I'm gonna say it's at 134, Brian. Don't be mad at me, Anzo. That shit
I'm
is
not.
gonna be
I'm not.
gold.
Listen. I told you guys. I told Brian backstage, right, when we were talking about Moonlight last night, and I was like, "Yo, Moonlight was trash." And then
No, it wasn't.
I kid you
That shit
not.
was funny.
I kid you not. I watched the first episode of the roundtable we did, and I was like, okay, I like the first episode. I was like, no, I must have hated like the fifth episode. I went to fifth episode. Oh, I like this one too. Then I went to the sixth episode. I was like, wait, I like the fucking series.
Yes.
Like, am I
Yeah.
sitting around?
I knew it, but I didn't want to say anything because I wasn't gonna bust it
Hating
out for
just to
everybody,
hate.
right? So I just said,
Hating
okay.
just to hate.
Anzo, you told me
I'm,
that you
I'm,
ended up. You told me you didn't like the series because of the contradiction that they had in the ending, how he was walking in that place and nothing was happening to him. I think that's where.
because you were on the roundtables with us. You were on them with us.
Yeah.
Me, you, Ashley, Danny, and everybody else, right? So you were on there with us, and I was like, shit. I know there was, and when I was saying there were things that I didn't like, but I said that I liked
You
every
liked every
episode.
episode. It was like, yeah.
Except for I think one or two, but more or less I liked every episode, and I was like, oh well, I guess
Yeah,
I guess I do just hate to hate, right? Because I don't even remember the shit that I said I liked and didn't like.
it was just in the final episode. You had an issue with some of the
Yeah,
writing and
yeah, a lot of the final episode. Yeah, 100%. That's why I looked up. But I was like, oh,
I
okay,
feel
well,
like
whatever.
most series, most people
I,
fuck up the finale every time, man.
yes,
It's so
yes,
disappointing.
yes. And I'm like, I gotta be careful what I say now, so I gotta go back and watch old streams to remember if I said I like something or not. But yeah, I thought this scene was great. I liked having the new actor in there, and it looks like he's going to be playing a bigger role in the series. So I love that too as well.
It's gonna be opposite.
But
Opposite meaning that kind of makes it
let me
everything
say
to
something
kind
about.
of be more balanced. So like
what's that?
it allows things to be more balanced with a character that can
Yeah,
tell jokes, bounce things
yeah,
off of, kind of sand the rough edges around him, and have that go better overall.
agreed. Did you finish, Brian, talking about the character? Did you?
No, I'm good.
All right, Terrence, did you go?
No.
Yeah.
So I do like the character just because he's carefree. I've been saying for years that humans have choices with how they respond to things. And
Mm-hmm.
he made the choice to not sit around being depressed and all these other things. And he's using the walkers as if they're humans, like just having
Mm-hmm.
fun with them. Hey, let's play a game. I appreciate that positive outlook because it gets fucking old every time I see a human. Oh man, my life before I lost my family. It's like the same shit over and over. I'm like, when we gonna get a character that's upbeat or something, or maybe a character that's practicing martial arts out in the woods and shit? Like, when we gonna get somebody beast like that, right? So seeing him was very refreshing. Even Negan was smiling. Like
Right.
when
Mm-hmm.
Negan smiles the way that he does, I'm like, he likes that shit because it's so
Yeah.
different from everyone
Mm-hmm.
else, which is the same shit. They're either sad or they're trying to manipulate somebody. They're just all on these selfish approach. So I love that. Like that type of contrast is important. It's almost to the point to where the audience that's watching, they forget that a human can be like that because they're so used to the typical shit.
It was definitely a
Agreed.
callback to like when Andrea meets Michonne, and Michonne is like having the the walkers the way she had it with their jaw
Mm-hmm.
cut off and their arms cut off. So I appreciate it because we haven't seen that. Like you're right. Like so many people are like, "Woe is me," and they start a new life or they're trying to rebuild, but you don't see anybody like kind of having fun with the situation, or at least kind of taking the situation head on and trying to use that as a resource. And I like that it was also a callback. Like it reminded me of Michonne and Andrea's first like interaction. Much different.
Agreed.
But still, that's
Re-
kind of shock of using the walkers was great.
And remember what I told you, Anzo. I'm like, yeah, I Am Legend would be different if it were Terrence. That wouldn't be no sad ass movie. The audience would be laughing. They would be entertained. It'd be a whole different approach. I'm like, damn, I got the whole planet to myself. Like, I just would be doing all kinds of crazy shit just to do it.
Trust me, we know. And I'll say this, Daryl, because I was just about to say that. Yeah, he's probably going to die this season,
Oh,
right?
100%.
Because it's one of those characters who has been isolated for so many years, and now the humans are coming in, and he's going to be a casualty. He is definitely going to die. I agree with you on that one. We get to Maggie, and Maggie's having a conversation, and I think this is a conversation where they have they're asking her, how did you forgive the Croat, right? So they're kind of mirroring what Maggie was going through. And again, I think this is like something that's a little bit redundant because we kind of got this from Maggie already, where she didn't really want to go through the killing and she wanted it to stop. I think she got to that towards the end of last season. But I'm guessing the conversation with this woman, I can't remember her name right now, but
Renata.
Renata, thank you.
Yeah.
With Renata, and I think that's where it's like really convincing her because Renata's like, when does the killing stop? And I think that's when Maggie realizes it. Maggie ends up going into the bar to talk to Negan, who's having a conversation with him, and they're having a conversation with the zombies, and they were doing, oh, we're gonna have a fuck, marry, kill, right?
Yeah.
And Negan is actually loving it because Negan's like, you kind of crazy, and he's like, how did you survive this whole time? So he takes Negan upstairs and he explains how he did it, where he has the zombies with the maggots. The maggots are feeding the bees, and then
The
they're feeding
frogs and the frogs
the
are
frogs.
feeding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the frogs are feeding the turkeys, and then so on, whatever.
Turkeys
Right?
feeding
So
the wolves or whatever the hell they had.
Yeah,
yeah,
you got
yeah,
a
yeah,
whole
yeah.
ecosystem.
And ecosystem, exactly. So what do you guys think about his ecosystem? Because that's gonna get fucked up too, right?
Oh,
Like
Yes.
100%.
they showing it. There's another thing that's just gonna get fucked up sooner or later. So what do you
I-
guys think? Go ahead.
Why does he have something eating the turkeys?
I don't know. That didn't make no
You know what
sense
I'm saying?
either.
So you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
this predator out there. So now when you accidentally forget to lock the door and it gets out and it eats your ass, it's your fault.
Yeah, no, I agree with you because wouldn't you eat the turkeys? Right? The
Yeah.
turkeys are what you're gonna eat. You're not gonna feed the turkeys to the wolves and then eat the fucking wolves. I ain't eating no damn wolf, right? I'd rather eat the turkeys. So yeah, I got you. I got
Maybe
you
it's
on that
for
one.
protection. You can let them go, but how you
And
get them
maybe
how you get them back into the room?
good point. And maybe he's only like, one turkey, cuts it up, gives them whatever, and keeps for himself. I don't know. But then he does tell Negan about the wolf meat. So that he is eating the wolves as well, right? So yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jen.
No, I thought it was smart. Like he obviously, whatever little bit of knowledge that he had from science and ecosystems, like living environment, like I like that he took that and used that, and that's how he was able to sustain himself. So, like I think about people that are single or on their own or living in their own house that don't have a family, and I'm like, that would be a really good way to kind of develop your own kind of ecosystem to stay alive. So I actually thought it was kind of smart. You do know that it's going to get fucked up because it isn't expanded enough, and for the wolves to be on top. But I did like that he had that going. And I thought that was a nice aspect because we really haven't seen that. We see everybody going back to very traditional, like farming and hunting and gathering things. This actually developed an ecosystem. Like he was smart enough to realize the whole chain of like predator and prey and kind of go around, and he was able to establish that. So I like that contrast to like to tradition. Like I'm looking at it like from like maybe like a teacher perspective. So I really like that aspect and the fact that he's so laid back. But again, it's a very small ecosystem, and one thing goes wrong and the whole thing is fucked. So he
100.
definitely hasn't expanded it. But the fact that he's been able to sustain it and make it last this long, I thought that was that you got to give that man some credit. Like he doesn't look like a science teacher, and he was able to pull that shit off. And I thought that was pretty fucking smart.
Facts. 100%. Terrence, go ahead.
Yeah, he's definitely intelligent, but I feel bad for him because humans are gonna fuck it up because humans
Yeah.
fuck up. There's gonna be a group of humans that come in there and just ruin this whole time. I wish he would have just been by himself because he was doing fine. He didn't need nobody else. He had his
Right.
own thing set up. So it's gonna be sad. I don't know what episode's gonna happen. He gonna talk to the wrong human. A bunch of them gonna come in. He gonna get shot up. Everything's gonna get fucked up, and it's
Yeah.
just gonna be one of those things. Like, damn, like why they had to mess with him? Like he was talking about, like, yeah, I've been up here for years and this and that. I'm like, yeah, that's because you ain't been dealing with no fucking humans. But as soon as they come, it's a wrap. It's
I actually
over.
agree with you, though. I think that's what they're going to show. They're going to show it's the zombies are there, it's whatever, So like, it's not the
Yeah.
zombies that the problem; it's the people that are the problem.
Humans are the problem. Like, so with a walker, right? A walker is going to spread the virus. That's what they're supposed to do. They're predictable. Now, humans are predictable too, But the only problem is that because they have a higher level of thinking and they have all these emotions and shit, what's going to happen is they're the ones that come up to you like, hey, you have any food? And then they kill you and take the food. Like you can't trust humans the same way. Like I can deal with 100 walkers come in my direction. Okay, let me get to higher ground. I'm gonna do this and take them out. But if I see a group of 100 humans, I'm like, oh fuck, I need to come up with a way to pick them off and take them out. I need to figure out who the leader is, their history. There's so many different variables and problems that come with humans. Even the nicest ones, you'll find that the nicest ones could potentially be the worst. The main ones that are saying, I would never do that to you. I'm different. And that they're going to be the main ones stabbing you in the back and taking the cans of beans.
Look at Carol.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Carol.
Carol is a badass, but is good that she adapted. So most humans, they don't adapt. They stay whatever they are because usually they don't have to because they're surrounded by individuals that'll do it for them. So it's really only in situations where they are isolated, seemingly without a choice, that they then make the decision to adapt. Like, okay, now I need to learn how to use this weapon. I don't like to use a gun, whatever. And then they adapt, and then that becomes a mainstay moving forward because that's the logical thing to do. But hey, all I gotta do is put some zombie guts on me, and we friends. We just walking, mind our own business, blending in. Like, hey, Charlie, hey, Sydney. I just give them different names, but just humans. They're always a problem. They will always be the most dangerous thing. Like, as far as I'm concerned, he was like, oh my God, there's zombies. I'm scared of them. I'm like, so you think they're worse than humans? I'm like, don't humans blow shit up and make stuff to kill other humans? I'm like, I don't see walkers doing that.
No, they are evolving, but they're not that smart. And it's not like I Am Legend.
No. Yeah, they better
100%.
those Resident Evil zombies, because then it won't be like a trillion communities around the world.
There'd be none.
Absolutely. So we have the Croat. He's dying. He's telling them where they can go to get the the last methane tank. And Maggie ends up going to have this conversation with Negan, and she's pretty much pouring her heart out. And this is when she tells Negan she can't do it without him, and I need you. And Negan decides to go and help them. So what did you guys' thoughts on Negan going to help them and Maggie's conversation with them?
One word. Ooh.
Oh, you have a word? I have a
Terrence.
Man, Negan a whole bitch out here in these streets. Maggie just had to bat her eyes. I'm like, he ain't even getting none, and she could just bat her eyes. And Negan, but all right, let's make a whole nother season. I got you, Maggie. What you need from me? I'm just like, what the hell, Nick? Because Negan, he has the guilt, and he probably feels like, okay, I need to do this because I owe Maggie. I'm like, how many fucking favors you got to do for her until that guilt is gone, or is it just going to be endless? Because at this point, I'm like, my boy Negan is getting repetitive. I'm like, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. I'll be surprised if he just says, you know what? Fuck you, Maggie. And he just walks away. I'm like, he's not going to do that, because even if he does that, the scene transition, Maggie's going to be in danger, hanging off a building. Negan going to swoop in like Batman and save the day. I'm like, man, what the fuck happened, Negan?
That's a really good question. When is enough enough? When is he finally repaid his debt? If we're gonna go that storyline, because she hasn't fucking killed him already, which she should have done. So if she's gonna go the fact that she's gonna finally not kill him, at what point is he gonna say how much more shit are you gonna want from me? How much more do I have to give for you to let me go and forgive me so I can be done?
I think it's
how is he gonna have to pay his whole life?
I think it's
because he took Glenn's life.
Yep,
maybe.
What's the call? What's the redemption? What's the price of that redemption? How much is he gonna pay?
Ain't no redemption for humans like that. I know humans are in the whole if you try real hard and you pray and forget. I'm like, no. When you do certain things, it's over. It's over. You're not coming back from that. I don't care how many puppies you save out of trees and shit. It's not gonna be enough because you took somebody's life. Mm-hmm. Because when you say I'm sorry, or when you do something that you feel makes up for it, that human is still dead as fuck, and they're not coming back.
Facts, 100%. But I think you guys are right, though. I think Brian said, like, as long as he's alive, he's gonna feel like he owes Maggie, and I believe it's Maggie that needs to be like, "You've done what you needed to do. You can go now." To give him that peace to where, okay, I can finally leave, and I don't have to worry about um helping or doing, like, making amends for what happened. Now, I don't know if I really want to answer this question, but I'll let you guys answer. What do you guys think of Jafar Jackson as Black Panther? No.
No, isn't that the
Nah,
Michael Jackson dude?
he's
Yeah.
not dark, he's not dark enough. No, absolutely not.
Wow.
Daryl
Wow.
said,
Oh, man.
Walkers are just hungry. Yeah. I need you. Boo, that man. Absolutely. Just make out already. No, no, we do
No.
not. We do
No.
not.
No,
Said,
we do
I
not
guess
want them
not.
making out. Fuck that. Ugh.
No, absolutely not.
What's wrong with him, Anzo? I'm like, so he's spending all this time with Maggie. He got some black booty at home, and he's just constantly just sniffing after Maggie. What the hell's wrong with him?
It's guilt.
No,
Hmm.
That's why I
he
said,
just
at what point is he gonna fucking suck it up and be like, enough is enough.
Um,
I've repaid my
he's
debt to
literally
you. You
when
either
he
kill me or
dies,
cut me go.
he's
nah,
gonna be on his deathbed, and she's gonna say, "I finally forgive you." But it's
oh
literally
my
on his
god, that'd
deathbed.
be
Watch,
terrible. I'd be
watch.
so mad. I'm like, man, nigga, look at you choking on your own blood. All you had to do was go home to your family. You got black booty at home. You got a kid, and look at you now. You're dying in the middle of the street because you couldn't go home.
Yep, I think
Honestly,
that's what
though,
it's
I
gonna be
think
saying.
honestly, it's because we love Negan. Because if you're not gonna kill somebody and you're gonna let them live, then you're gonna want to torture them for the rest of their fucking life. There is
Hmm.
no. The answer is that there is no redemption. Like you said, Terrence, there is no redemption. So she's gonna keep doing this until the day he dies because he doesn't deserve it ever.
Yeah.
The only reason why we
Right.
kind of fight back on it is because we fucking love Negan. But
Hmm.
he deserves every fucking bit of the torture. He deserves
She
every
gonna
bit of that
convince him,
manipulation.
and she gonna convince him to leave his wife and kid too. I already know it. She gonna bat her eyes and be like, you know what, Maggie,
No.
you're now my wife and family. I could see that shit happening too. So
Eye
Nah.
for an
Wait.
eye.
Nah. Wait.
Eye for an
Wait.
eye.
Nah.
Just she's
Wait.
raising her son without Glenn. Annie can raise their son without Negan. It's eye for an eye. Then it comes down to that.
You know what? And I think we talked about this before in maybe the second season or the first season, where we thought Maggie would do something like that, right? Maybe get rid of Negan's wife to, show kind of how it feels. But, and I think she had planned that. And I think that's when she had the conversation with Negan's wife. Like, she had planned that to do something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah,
man,
I don't want to see
Negan's
them two
wife will
together.
piece her ass up, Anzo. Like I've
What's
seen Negan's wife. Like I think that Negan's wife is slightly tougher than Maggie. I think she would
Word.
tune her ass up real
Word.
quick.
Facts.
Mhm. So the people who work on the show have said Maggie forgives Negan this season, and the beef will end. It's done. I believe so too. I honestly, Daryl, I believe that's where they're going to with this one. So I do agree with you on that. We get the Negan and the Croat, and they're going to find the tank, and the Croat dies, turns into a zombie, and Negan has to take his life. What did you guys think about them killing the Croat so easy? Because I liked the Croat. I really did. You know what I mean?
I
And
was
he's gone. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was mad that we're never gonna get another Negan. But at the same time, it just plays into the arc that they've been giving him this entire episode where it's just guilt. Because he knows that even though the Croat was fucking psychopathic before and enjoyed torturing people, he gave that guy a set of rules to
Hmm.
survive and continue to be that way here. Had he not given him that set of rules, that guy would have died, the psychopath that he was. So
Facts.
he fed in and enabled that psychopathic tendency and then gave him the skill set to survive in this world so he can continue being a psychopath. And he knew that. That's why he tried to kill him, but he missed. Like fucking Thor with Thanos. You should have gone for the fucking head. You missed. So now here it is weighing on his conscience and it's just playing into that guilt. Like he just had this conversation with Maggie and he's like getting his confidence back up again. And then Toma, right there
Hmm.
again, like there it is. Look at all the shit that you've done. It's coming back. It's karmatic. That's what you get. And if it's not going to
Hmm.
affect you some physical way, then it's going to completely tear apart your mental psyche.
Absolutely. And I agree with you, right? Because even when Negan had to kill him, you see the look on Negan's face like he didn't really want to do it and he was sad that the crow had died. So I agree with you. Brian?
It's just Negan having to deal with all the trauma that he's caused.
In
And
the
all the things
past coming back, yeah.
coming back
Mhm.
to him, and this is just all this is about. And it's going to show Negan trying to say, "I got to change," and I'm hoping by the end of the season he says, "I don't have to change," and then something happens and he dies because of at least he dying the way he needs to die himself, not being a
Hold on, hold on, hold on,
he's gonna
hold on,
die.
hold on, hold on. Wait, hold
I
on,
don't
hold
know.
on, hold on, hold on,
Negan's
hold
gonna
on,
die.
hold on, hold on. Wait, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Right? I got a lot of shit for Kenny, right? Oh, Kenny this, and you trying to kill off the main star of the show already, bro? What
Wait,
are we doing here?
wait.
Hey,
Kenny,
no, I love the
the perfect person, the best guy who had all the trauma,
yeah,
and
yeah,
Negan
yeah,
who killed half the people. He's
yeah,
killing
yeah,
people as the
yeah,
monsters.
yeah.
So what are you
Yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah.
about? Like,
But Nega's redemption arc is what's saving him right now, and he is. It's the name of the fucking show is Negan and Maggie. You know what I mean? Like,
that was
so
nice. It's called Dead City.
yeah, but
Mm.
they're Negan and Maggie. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you're on the same level I was on. From you want Negan to die, I promise you, I don't think they're killing out Negan. I'm telling that. I don't think they kill off Negan. I really don't. Anybody else think they kill off Negan?
No, I think they're
Nah.
gonna cut him loose so he can go back to his family.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Yeah.
we have a happy ending.
Because I think what they really want to do is get that Negan and Ricky reunion.
Oh,
That's a
oh,
reunion that they're waiting for the next season of The Walking Dead. You get that reunion, right? Especially Rick was gone for all that time. So how's that gonna be when they meet up and shit for the first time? So yeah, I'm right there with you. He said, Coach Kenny said Kenny going to Iceland with Christy,
no,
and he said Negan isn't gonna be killed off. Nah, I don't
no.
So
think so either.
yep.
Go ahead,
Uh,
Terrence.
So yeah, I did not like the fact that the Crow had died because for me, that character is not psychotic. He's not the Joker, which is what that is, being psychotic. To me, he's more of someone that decided to make choices because he wanted to survive. But you're talking about someone that has sadness and sympathy to an extent, but he needs someone to latch on to give him direction. So he has all the same emotional traits as every other human on the fucking planet. But sometimes when you are lost and desperate, you make bad decisions. So I actually felt bad for him in the end because he never got to just be a regular person. He was manipulated by Negan. He was manipulated by the Dama. It's like he kept going down the same path. And even in these moments where other characters would tell him, hey, you don't have to do this, or why are you doing this? You'd see him thinking about it. You see him like, no, I'm not going to listen to you. I have my instructions. I'm like, a psychopath doesn't think as much as the Croat. They also don't seek approval. Like, he always was seeking approval from Negan. He definitely wanted approval from the Dama. He was spazzing out like a bitch when she wasn't giving him the admiration that he felt that he deserved. I'm like, nah, they
Facts.
ain't no psychopath. They ain't no psychopath. I'm like, the Croat, deep down, he a bitch like most humans. It's just when you have all the stuff he was doing, it's easy to blind somebody to the human characteristics that are within him. But a lot of them would have made the same choices if they were given the same position, even though they say they wouldn't do that. So the writing that was behind that, and how Negan was sad because he realized, like, damn, this dude is only like this because of the shit that I taught him that he's supposed to do. But then Negan, because he's on his soft tip now, he's like, damn, okay, maybe that was the wrong way. So he died being fucked up, and I'm largely the reason for that. So he kind of felt responsible for him. So I was able to pick up on all that within just 30 seconds of that fucking scene. And I was like, that's so well done. Because again, a lot of humans, they just gloss over shit. And I feel like that's not the thing to do, because everybody starts as just a regular person until they go down a dark path. That's
Mm-hmm.
Don't,
just what happens.
don't forget, he tortured and killed somebody after Negan told him not to.
Yeah,
That's why
He
Negan
did.
cut his ear off. He enjoyed
yeah.
torturing that person, and he did
Mhm.
it not because that was his first time. He knew to do that. That was stated way back when. So that
And
was
it was a
something that he
kid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it was
right.
a
So
girl. It was a
see,
teenage girl that he
Girl,
killed and
yeah,
tortured and killed,
I,
a teenage girl.
yeah.
And Negan told him to stop, told his men to send him down there. And the girl was like, I'm gonna do what has to be done. I know this because I've done this before. I know how to torture people. So to me, he is a psychopath. Whether he started having a heart and seeing things because Negan gave him a set of rules, like fucking Dexter's dad Harry did for Dexter, like he's still a psychopath in my opinion because he
oh
knew
yeah,
how
but
to torture people and enjoyed it. That's what he did.
Yeah, Dexter is a whole different cloth. But in terms of, so when it comes to Negan training him, this is why you don't train certain individuals, because a lot of times they don't know how to pull back. You know, once you light that fuse, it may not be as easy to stop as you think, which is why you got to be careful who you take into, you know, when you give someone your mentorship, for the same reason that martial arts masters, depending on where you go, they won't even train you if they don't like how you think, because they always think about, man, if I teach this person and they go out and use my teachings in the wrong way, then I'm responsible for that.
And
So there's a lot of,
that's how I feel Negan is with the Croat because he was
Correct.
already psychotic.
See, and then you keep on saying
yeah,
psychotic.
I
don't know
just
if
don't,
it's
I don't think he's psychotic. I just think that he's a human that decided to go off of the deep end. And you know that they have that saying, you know, you're just only one bad day away, and that's true. A lot of humans are. See, what happens is a lot of humans, they have thoughts that they're afraid to share with other humans for whatever reason. They keep that shit to themselves. Sometimes they tell their best friend. Sometimes they tell their significant other, but they got some dark shit too. But they like to sit on their high horses. I'm like, nah, a lot of humans are very similar. They're just not necessarily in a position to make the same fucking choices. Like even a psychologist will tell you that.
Hmm.
What were you gonna say, Brian?
I'm saying so. Negan was a gym teacher. Like he was able to live in regular society. I don't believe Negan is a sociopath. I think Negan is an opportunist. I believe
Correct.
it's a sociopath, not psychotic. I think he has
No, but
all
she
his
was
marks.
we're talking about the Croat, not Negan,
No, I
though.
think the
I'm
Croat,
saying I
not
said the
Negan. I
Croat.
think
Okay.
the Croat
The
was a
Croat
psychopath.
is
Is a psychopath.
Is a
Mhm.
sociopath, which
Yeah,
is
there's a
that's the
difference
difference
between a
between
sociopath and a
psychopath
psychopath.
and a sociopath. You know, like he
Mhm.
has these tendencies that are so bad that if he gets started down that road and you give him the rope, he's going to make it all the way down. He's going to make it because he's already has those tendencies in him. He's not crazy. He's just has a thing in him that makes him crave this violence and this power over people. So I think and that he's more dangerous. Correct is more dangerous. I don't think Negan is always dangerous. It's just the
No,
situation he's put himself in. If he's in a
humans,
certain situation, he won't be.
right?
Negan, Ne-
Humans will reveal things to you in certain situations. You know that's how humans are. Like if you
yeah,
sat every single human down, they would swear up and down they'd be able to tell you about whoever. But then if you put them in certain situations, watch they fucking jaw hit that ground. Like, oh damn, I never thought
but
that person would do that. Like, okay.
but I
You
think Negan is different now, though, Brian. Back before, no, he was, he was doing shit. Because again, and this is what I'm saying, even with the Croat, right? Because certain things you don't, he didn't have to go in there and kill people. He did that because he wanted to put fear in them or whatever he wanted from them, right? And Negan has done the same thing. Negan has tortured people where he didn't have to. Like, look what he fucking did to Daryl when he captured Daryl. Left Daryl in the fucking room for how long till Daryl had to
know, I love
escape, right?
that.
Right. So
Yeah, that was
Negan was
great.
doing a lot of these things. And I don't think it was all. I don't
You
think
don't
it's
think it's because he
all
was playing a
circumstance.
role? Because I think he was playing a role and he knew how to. Because
Right.
I don't think he really is in the inside. I think this is what the Croat is inside.
Yeah.
Humans forget that Negan used to sit around with the whole love shit like most humans. I'm in love, playing video games and shit. He was a regular ass fucking human before shit hit the fan. So somewhere along the line, he made the choice like, you know what? I'm not going to be a victim again. I'm going to be a leader, and everybody's going to
Right,
do what he
right.
So
say. That's my entire.
But what stopped Negan from doing that is when he got caught by Rick and them, and they broke him. right? Because
Right.
he remember he was in the jail and he was crying
Yeah.
and he wanted to die. So they ended up breaking him, and that's why Negan and then he met Judith, right? And
Mm.
Negan loves kids, so Judith, and even when Carl died, Negan felt it. He felt the pain when
Yeah.
Carl died, right? So he was still doing a lot of these things that he didn't necessarily have to do. I think some of the things you're right. He did it because of circumstances or whatever, but there was other things to show I'm the one in power. You
Well,
guys don't have no power. I
Okay.
have
yeah.
the power. You
Mhm.
got to listen to me. If you don't, you're going to die. I'm going to kill you. And he was killing people like, so Rick would fuck up and he would kill the weakest person there. He'd kill a woman or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So again, so yeah,
But,
I think there
but
were scenes.
here's my thing, right? Humans have a lot of layers, right? And they'll say human beings are complicated. No, they're not. There's some of them that are, but most of them are not. But someone like
Mhm.
Negan, someone like the Croat, they're really complex in nature. Like you really have to boil down every single aspect because there's a starting point and then there's an acceleration that you do have in other humans, but a lot of that stops that is the idea of fear. They're like right there on the edge, but they're not going to jump off. But then Negan and the Croat, they may feel like, you know what? I have to drop off of here because if I don't, I could be a victim. Like there is a such thing as humans being afraid to be a victim, so they do the victimizing. They want to make sure
But
to not be in a weaker position again. So there's a lot of stuff that comes into
I,
play that I
I
was able to
agree.
analyze. So
I agree. But you have to be some sort of crazy to be able to torture somebody, right?
And don't
well,
When
forget.
not necessarily. I'll tell you why. Right. So I have some friends in the
no,
military.
bro, you gotta be a psycho. If you can go into a room with someone chained up and pick off his fingernails, right, to torture somebody, cut
What,
cut off
let,
fingers and shit, you are a psychopath.
let me use you again, Anzo, right? Let's say, somebody didn't kidnap you, they got you somewhere. I know, okay, I'm dealing with humans. I can't be soft. I got to show them I mean business. So if it means that I got to take off a fingernail or a head to get you back, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay,
Well, take
wait. Don't forget that Negan was taking on multiple women as wives and raping them.
mm-hmm,
Let me just
mm-hmm.
put that out there. Do we not
Yeah, yeah,
forget that and he was burning
So
with a
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
iron
so
the
that
fucking
makes
guys'
Negan
faces?
that makes Negan evil, right? So
Right. That's
somebody
what I mean.
can
The power went to his head.
Yes.
Yeah, like Negan is definitely evil. The Croat is definitely evil, but at the same time, you can be evil and not necessarily
But
be psychotic. That's a special
but
category.
you can also start off not being psychotic and have something push you to being
Hmm.
psychotic
If
as
you, if
well.
you
And
right,
Every
and I
if
human
you
has
think
have a,
those
that's
if
what
you have
tendencies.
happened.
a,
That's
Every
true.
human has those
Negan
tendencies.
was right. Negan was pushed to be psychotic, right?
Yes.
And he did a lot of psychotic shit during that time. It was only when they broke him, because even right up until the end, where they had the final battle with Negan, right? Negan was ready to kill Rick and everybody. It was only until they broke Negan that's when he realized that the way he was living, you can't sustain. So it was you can't have your people fear you, right? Even though they say fear is a lot stronger than respect, but when you fear somebody, you're also going to want to take them out sooner or later. You know
But
what I
right.
mean?
So
yeah,
like
but
that. So the smart leader, he wants both fear and respect. You got to have a balance. But see,
A little
with,
bit of
with,
a balance. I agree.
So
with Negan, it's like as soon as he started talking about Lucille, I'm like, there it is. And then as soon as the Croat started talking about his mother and how she used to make him food, I was like, aha, there's the shit that humans don't want to get to because they're looking at everything else. That's the stuff that I look for me to determine if you're too far gone or you're in some kind of psychopathic mindset. I'm like, if I don't hear shit like that, like if you don't have no moments where you're on the edge of a roof and you're reflecting about
So
your childhood or none of
so
that shit, then I have a problem.
here,
but you know what the
this is what
difference
I'm trying to
is?
get you guys. This is what I was trying to get to the whole thing with
go ahead.
sociopath. A sociopath is they have no guilt, they have no empathy, they have
Yep.
no understanding how their actions can hurt other people. They don't care about that. They usually don't plan things out. They just react. Just how they just react. They do it. They ignore
Mm-hmm.
all laws. They ignore all anything. Just about how they feel about whatever. A psychopath is someone who's like more erratic. I mean, more planned, very much more calculated, more.
Thank you.
And that's why I think Negan might be more psychopath. And
No. He,
No,
okay. Oh no, you're right. You're right. Go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead. Finish.
So, because psychopath, someone who's actually planned it out and calculated.
Mm-hmm. But Negan did that.
Yeah, that's why I say he might be psychopathic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Because if you think about it, right, that whole plan to get Rick and he planned that out to get Rick and Glenn and all that. He planned that out. He calculated, blocked roads. Right when they moved, he blocked this road. He even set it up to where they would have to go there. Right, because he shot the girl, or someone shot the girl, or they're trying to save the girl. Remember, she was hurt, and that's why. So yeah, you're right. He planned all of this stuff out.
So so when it comes to Negan, I feel like he had a moment where he had a psychotic break, but he's not fully psychotic. And then the Croat, I feel it's just a weak ass bitch, which is most humans. Because to me, when I think about 100% a psychopath, I'm like Michael Myers, the Joker. I'm like, that's some unforgiving shit. But like with Negan and the Croat, I'm like, they got some gray areas in there.
So let me ask you this then, and I don't know if you guys will agree, but he was psychopathic, but it was directed at certain people. Do you agree with that? Right?
Yeah, because the environment caused it. The way he was in the environment, all the stuff that was going on caused his psychotic break. He was a psychopath. That's what he was. You know?
Yes.
But a sociopath is someone who just enjoys all the time. That's who he is innate. And you give
which could be the Croat.
You give him a process. He's going to fall across he enjoys that part. So
yeah. I don't know. I've seen too many moments where the Croat was a weak ass bitch. You know, he was reflecting on his emotions and what he did to people, what his mom would think, food that she used to make him. I'm like, nah, man, you soft as hell. This is why he needs a leader. I'm like, you're not psychopathic. If anything, you might be closer to a sociopath, but at the same time, you have fallen victim to somebody that's stronger than you, that you think that you need to do something to make them happy when it's the wrong thing to do.
Right, but just because you're weak and you fall, that still doesn't mean you can't be a sociopath, right?
I just said I don't think they're psychopaths. There's a
I got you.
Right? Psycho always came back to his mom. Right? Psycho always came back and cried to his mom, but look at what he still did. And he was brought up that way. I do stand corrected, and I do agree with Brian. Thank you for correcting me, that the Croat was a sociopath because he did that shit before the apocalypse. Right.
Yes.
And I do agree that Morgan had a psychotic break and became psychotic, and it went to his head where he was even raping people and doing all the shit and masterminding everything. And he became good at it when he snapped.
Yes.
Everybody becomes good at it.
That's why I was breaking it down as we were talking. There is a difference. Like, that's very important. So like, as someone that was forced to go see therapists and psychologists because humans were fucking afraid of me, they were classifying me as a fucking psychopath and all these things that are incorrect. And it was the professionals that had to tell my parents and the school teachers, like, no, he's not a psychopath. You are confusing that with a sociopath. But even Terrence doesn't fall into that. You're just not processing how he thinks. You're already coming to your own conclusions. So the therapist was basically telling them, you have to look at the whole equation. The whole equation. You can't just look at certain things.
Yes, but you weren't doing the stuff that Negan was doing. You weren't raping people. You weren't killing people, right? So that's why they didn't give you that title, right? They didn't say you were the diagnosis, right?
But Negan, they called me those things.
The psychiatrist. They didn't. Right?
The psychiatrist had to correct them because they were calling me a psychopath.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The psychologists who are experts at it, of course, they knew you weren't, right? But what I'm saying is you didn't do the things that Negan was doing. That's what puts him on that level as a psychopath, right?
But that's why I said earlier, there's also a difference with a psychotic break. You know, that could be something that's temporary. That could be something that's circumstantial. And there's a high possibility that a human can bounce back from that. Usually the 100%. Things that can bring you back is the idea of love, right? Once Negan got that black booty and shit, like, he was different. You know, so
yes. Right, you're exactly right. I think we're saying the same things, right? Yes, that's all correct. But he did have that moment before And then after his wife died, and then before he got broken, he did have that moment where he was a psychopath. I think that's what we're all saying.
I just feel like, for me, my only point is that I understand Negan and the Croat in a way that most will not, just because I understand the path. Luckily, I didn't go off of the deep end like them, but once you get on that road, it puts you in a certain perspective. And also, it gives you the ability to be more understanding for a person's approach, even when they're an evil piece of shit like Negan and the Croat.
Got you 100%. So now we get to her having the baby. I forgot her name already. Ruth, is that your think your name was? Ruthie?
Oh shit, hold on.
The one having the baby?
Evie.
Evie, thank you. She's having the baby. They get the baby in the incubator, and then they're having a conversation where she's talking to Maggie, and she's telling Maggie that, we're going to stay around here. And Maggie say, no, you can come with us. And then they invite Maggie to stay. And it's like, you know what? Maybe I'll stay. Right. So Maggie decides that she's probably going to stay because she thinks Herschel likes it there. She goes to talk to Negan. Negan says he's going up to the bar. So Negan kind of says he's going to stay too. But Maggie asked him, why did you do what you did? And I'll play this scene real quick.
How to convince you?
Well, you did.
How?
I mean,
You bent over, showed me
you
the
said
booty.
You hated me. What happened this morning at Jenny's grave?
Look at this bitch now, man.
There was a lot of shit going on, but I wasn't mad at you for trying to kill me. I was mad at you because you didn't.
Yep.
So that brings, go ahead.
I'm so glad that you played that scene. That is so important. You see, that goes back to what I was saying some moments ago about that dark path. Like when you just feel so bad, like once you get a sense of clarity, whether it be that you saved yourself, like some of us have to do, or somebody else was able to save you, you begin to feel everything all at once. It's kind of like when Angelus was cursed with a soul by gypsies and he became angel. It's like you feel all that shit at once. So then you're like, you know what? This is so unbearable. The solution is for me to die, which is incorrect. Because if you look at the whole purpose of life, it's supposed to be that humans get along with each other. They help one another out. All that love and happiness and all that other bullshit. It's not supposed to be that you're killing each other and seeking vengeance and all that other shit. But when you understand and you get this clarity, you're gonna feel like that. But at the same time, I don't want Negan to feel like that, because I was like, nah, you did what you had to do. Rick and them messed up and they deserve that shit. I'm gonna stand on that because they fucked with the wrong one. Sometimes you fuck around and you found out, right?
Right.
You find so that they found out, and now they all like, oh no, we're gonna get you, and you should have did that. How about Rick shouldn't have made the decision that he made? How about that? How about we put some blame on Rick instead of always putting the blame on the Croat and Negan and stuff? It's like, nah, y'all didn't even have to see them. Y'all would have been fine, but you had to create several more seasons because you made some bad decisions.
Yep. Go ahead, Jen. What were your thoughts?
Oh yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought because I was sending you a private message. I don't know if you checked the private messages on.
No, I'm going now.
Yeah, check the private messages. But so hold on, let me get my train of thought because I was really wanting to hear what you said, Terrence, and I kind of lost it because I saw the private chat. You'll see in a second. I apologize. Shit, I don't even remember what scene we're talking about. Fuck. Remind me.
It's okay. We're talking about the scene with Negan and him saying how he wanted Maggie to kill him, and
yeah, and I understood that, and it kind of goes back to, like, I even looked at it like from like the meta point of view, like even going back out, like even looking at it in a bigger dynamic. Maggie does not know how to set boundaries. She does not know how to put structure and routine to certain things and kind of get shit done and follow through with things in her own selfish way for her own agenda. She does, but just like she hasn't given any structure or discipline to Herschel, and he hates her for it. Like, that's exactly what Negan is saying to Maggie here. Like, I wasn't mad at you for stabbing me. I was mad at you for not killing me, right? And I think he, at this point, realizes kind of what I was saying before. He's never going to repay that debt. He took a fucking life. The only way you can repay that and get redemption is to fucking be unalived by her hand. That is the only compensation and redemption arc. And I was waiting for this scene to say what I was, going back to from before. So it's all coming back to me now. So that's exactly, he has that realization here. Because he's not heartless, because he is changing, because he has weakened. And it's not even just a part of weakness, because it looks so weak up until you hear this conversation. And this conversation doesn't show weakness, it shows accountability. It shows it, and that's the difference. So everybody, you can get mad, and I know Terrence, you're talking about like he's weak and being a bitch. He finally came out and admitted it. So once this scene happens, it's no longer weakness to me. It's accountability, because he realizes there is no fucking amount of good works that he can do to pay his way back into heaven.
Listen, Jen, hold on, Terrence, hold on. Let me say this real quick, Jen. Don't have to explain yourself, because anybody that does anything, Terrence calls them weak. So that's just a Terrence thing, all right? I've had many arguments with Terrence about like, no, that's not weak, Terrence. No, yeah, weak humans.
We have never had no arguments. We've had pleasant conversations.
Well,
real friends.
Pleasantly disagree and have a conversation with me, but up until this point, I understand the weakness part. But after hearing this conversation, this lets you know that his mindset is on a mind shift to accountability, and people are not accountable enough. So hearing and seeing this made every part when I thought he was a weak ass bitch make sense, and why he was being a weak ass bitch. This, and I hate to say it, almost justified it all, because he was changing. He was having a mind shift. All his perspectives were changing because he was starting to see the light, the truth, the word, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But he now is having that realization, and that's hard to swallow. Like, my accountability is me being unalived. That is the biggest. That is the biggest thing to say. People can be like, yo, my bad. I need to be responsible. I need to pay up. Okay, well, they can do that with cash. You can do that by trading things. But when it comes to trading your life, that is a huge mind shift. And the fact that he was so nonchalant about saying it and owning it up to her, she's been waiting to hear that for fucking 10 years. Well, whatever it is. Yeah, 10, 15 years at this point. She's been waiting to hear him say that. And that makes him accountable. And that's what everybody that wants to visit somebody or like on death row that was like a serial killer, that's what they want to hear.
Absolutely,
I'm gonna say this for humans that may be listening. Now, Nzo, you've heard this a million times, but I'm gonna say it in this particular context, right? Somebody takes you out, like you're my brother, right? So like most humans, I don't care. Like, I could wake up, I am legend, I'm throwing a party. Like, that shit don't bother me at all. But with certain humans, if something were to happen to them, I'm like, damn, like I would actually get upset. I wouldn't like that. I'd be like, okay, now in this context, if somebody took you from me, as in they killed you, we're gonna have a serious problem. So even if they lose their life, they get no redemption, and it doesn't make up for it, because as far as I'm concerned, you're still gone. But at the very least, to honor you, I have to remove them from this plane of existence. Like, that's absolute. And then in the case of Negan, I'm like, yep, accountability. I would applaud him, pat him on the shoulder, and be like, you still a bitch. There are so many things that you could have did differently, Negan, and I would have just walked him down the whole scenario. I'm like, this is how you could have spared yourself several seasons of suffering, Negan. Have a seat.
Sorry, Terrence. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's okay, Terrence. Listen, hey, that you're gonna get to know Terrence. The Terrence thinks how much percent of the population should go Terrence?
2/3.
Oh, so I said, hashtag Thanos was right. Now, see, Thanos was a nice guy, right? To me, it would have been 99% of the universe just gone. That 1%, I would have, assessed them, and if they would have blinked the wrong way, they would have got snapped out too.
I say 2/3. I say 2/3. Thanos didn't go hard enough. But I'm not up to you, Terrence, with 99%. Damn.
Yes.
I'm trying to keep at least 33%.
I'm being kind. it's not like I said 100%. When you said 99%, that still leaves.
100% would include you. You can't. You got to be part of that 1%, like the elite that's running
No,
the
no, no,
world.
no,
But let
no.
me
See,
stop.
Terrence has to be around to assess those that survived the snap that I put them through, because I got to make sure that the universe is going to be okay. The aliens I get to, we assess them later, but it's more so the humans because they tend to do stuff to aliens and themselves. So I'm like, no, humans are a problem. So technically, the more of them there are, the more problems you have, because for some reason they just haven't learned to be better overall as a species. They keep doing horrible things to one another. I'm like, you know what? The Infinity Gauntlet will fix that real quick.
That's the troglodytes. That's because we're surrounded by
so
troglodytes.
so now you know who the real psychopath is here, and that's why he don't want to admit
I'm
anybody
a
else
nice,
is a psychopath.
wow, Anzo, I'm a nice young man. I look, how many times
Yeah,
have I told you? Look, I would sacrifice my life to save you.
100%, and I understand that. I agree with that 100%. But you'd kill 99.5% of the population, right?
Okay, hold on. Let's say some aliens came down there. All right, we gonna take out these individuals. I'm like, no, here's a list of the ones you can spare. You can take out everybody else, but everybody on this list, you better leave them alone. Otherwise, you're gonna have to
Oh,
deal with me, right? So
hold on,
the
hold on.
funny thing, I would trade you for 9 billion humans easily. Like anyone that I value, you won't have no multiple
Hold on.
season arcs of guilt with me like Negan. It'll be a couple of seconds of the first episode. It'd be the shortest series ever. They'll be like, well, you have to choose. Do
And
you want
Terrence, you would sleep
Lonzo
like
to
a
live?
baby.
Yes,
I
you
know
you
you
want to
would.
know
You
what?
would sleep
Okay,
like a fucking baby, satisfied and happy as fuck. And I am with it.
Because the
Let's
aliens, they
go.
don't think it's going to be a hard choice. They're like, do you want Anzo or do you want the 9 billion humans to love? Like, man, get rid of them 9 billion. Who you talking to? Take them out.
hold on. I'm gonna tell you another reason why he's a psychopath. He wants us, right? If it ever happened, to get together and go up against Pennywise. This is the kind of conversations we had when we did the round table for it. Yeah, he said, "Yeah, you guys, we get together, we can take out Pennywise." Me and Brian, like, no, we ain't doing
Be a
that, bro.
Richie. Be a
Okay,
yeah,
fucking Richie. Let's
yeah.
go. Let's
hey,
go.
hold on, look,
I'm
look.
part of the
I know.
losers club. Let's go.
Hey, I know.
Listen,
In general, black people we don't get down like that, but I do believe in the power of friendship, right? Them kids they beat Pennywise. Look, all we gotta
Ronnie
do.
fucking made it this season in Welcome to Derry because if you fucking listen, Ronnie was one of the girls that was talking through the drain in the original movies. So clearly another timeline she makes it out. So I'm all about
Mm-hmm.
it, bro. Let's go. Let's go,
I,
bro.
I'm just, I'm just saying, as long as you're not afraid, Anzo, we'll be fine, right? Because he feeds off of fear. You got beat by some little ass kids. If me, and Brian roll up to Pennywise and be like, yeah, you ain't shit, you a bitch. He's gonna shrivel up and die and go down in his well, and that's the end of the whole franchise. We did it together.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's
I
what
don't
it
know.
is. You just gotta know not to have fear. And that's what the kids learned at the end of Welcome to Derry. That's why he's gonna go back in time because he knows he can't beat those losers because they fucking figured out the trick. Don't be afraid. Even Pennywinkle, that fucking whatever her name was, that fucking the daughter, she freaking
Mm-hmm.
was like, he couldn't even eat her because she no longer feared him. That's all you need to do. Just
And
conquer
and,
your
Penny,
And
fears.
Penny, and Pennywise, like how he was afraid of remember the black airman and it welcome today. He was afraid of him because he didn't have no
Mm.
fear, right? Like how do you mess
mm-hmm.
with somebody with no fear? It would be even worse for me. He wouldn't want to step to Terrence because here's the thing, Anzo. While I told you many times before that I do not place value on my own life, that does not mean that I would just sacrifice it for anyone. It would have to be particular human beings that I would do that for, and you would be one of them.
I appreciate
Let's
it.
go, Anzo. Let's go. Let's go.
I appreciate it. So yeah, it's been a long stream, so let's get this going to the end. We get to the end where Negan goes to the bar. He decides to stay there. We have Herschel and Maggie looking over the city, and then we see the Dharma, and she picks up the two guys that were putting up the wanted posters for Negan, and she says we have work to do, and then the episode ends. So I want to get you guys' thoughts on them showing the Dharma at the end. And do you guys think she's gonna be in the series for a while, or do you think she's gonna die early, like Daryl said? Go ahead, Jen.
Like I said, I think she's gonna be like a sleeper agent. She gonna we're gonna see little scenes of her building up her army, kind of just like in Stranger Things, right? Billy was building up his army when he had all those freaking people for the mind flare. Same kind of a thing. I think we're just gonna see little bits of it until the end. Maybe not what there's only 8 episodes. Maybe not
Mm-hmm.
episode 8, the finale. Maybe they're gonna bring in a bigger character. I'm not sure, or a bigger threat, I should say, with other characters, which we know we're gonna see. We don't know what that threat level is gonna be. But I do think she's gonna, pull a little sneaky surprise attack on them because remember, they all believe she's dead. She has the best advantage right now at this point. The two best advantages are not knowing you exist or already thinking you're dead. And
Mm-hmm.
those are the threats that they're going to get this season. Those threats that they did not see coming from whether they just didn't know they existed or they thought they had killed them off already and they're going to have to deal with it again. So I really kind of like that because it just adds that intensity. So seeing her, I was like, yes, because the crow had just told them, right? I watched her burn and clearly she doesn't even fucking look like she's been burned. She don't even look like she's been in a fire. So anyway, so you don't even know if the crow had lied, right? Or if she just made it out like that. So that's a whole nother aspect, even though he's already gone, whatever, he still built and set that seed that they're not expecting her, no matter what.
Well, I have to say, I think they know she's alive because one, Herschel left her to go back to Maggie, right? Right? Remember, because at the end she was standing there. And Maggie says in this episode with Negan, she says, once we get rid of the Dharma, who's left to stop us? So I think
Yeah,
they know she's alive.
maybe they do. I thought that
Yeah.
they didn't really kind of get that she was alive yet. Maybe I missed that part. I do apologize. But
No problem.
even still, I think she's a mastermind. She's a thinker. She's going to
Mm-hmm.
wind up setting a plot and making some kind of a she's gonna have to make some kind of like a
An
playlist or like a
alliance, yeah.
structure, right? And
Mm-hmm.
she's going to have to build people up in order to attack. She can't do this on
Mm-hmm.
her own, and we kind of see that starting here in the end of this episode. She obviously recruits those 2 bombers that she kind of finds, right? Those guys that were kind of trying to set off a bomb. So you
Mm-hmm.
see her already recruiting and building. So again, she can't build something overnight. So I don't think that she's going to go out in the next couple of the next couple of episodes, I should say. I think she'll make it closer to the end of the season. I'm thinking like episode 6 or 7, if
Mm-hmm.
it's not something that's going to play out in the finale.
I agree because there's new people coming in, right? So it's definitely a possibility that she can build up with some of these people. Hey, I can help you find the tanks and get the power and stuff like that. So I can see her doing something like that. Terrence, what are
Right.
your thoughts on the final scene with the Dharma?
So yeah, the Dama, as I mentioned earlier, she's one of intelligence. And then for the humans listening, I mentioned how, all females have that gift of manipulation. It's like magic. They just if they implement that the right way, it's a wrap. There's a reason why historically you have fucking wars and
Okay.
shit, right?
So
But
hold on, let me say this before you just keep that thought. Unless the Dharma has a voodoo doll, there is no type of magic that she could use that would make me follow her. I'm just saying.
So yeah, no,
Go ahead,
I
T.
got you. But the thing is, so the majority of humans, they're weak in the sense that they need someone or some kind of system to follow. There's a reason why you have religion and politics and all these other systems that humans have created because they need something to keep them in check. Otherwise, you get a bunch of chaos if humans don't believe in shit. They're not strong enough to function on their own accord. So the Dama, she understands this. So in her case, you don't necessarily need time to build up your army. What it is in this circumstance, because you're in an apocalyptic situation, number one, all that religious shit goes out the window because you got zombies and shit walking around. Like, unless there was something that said zombies are going to be walking around, all of that shit is for the birds now. So now they're lost, they're absent of hope. So they need someone or something to believe in. And because the
Mm-hmm.
Dama is a master manipulator, she knows the right things to say when humans are at their weakest. And they are at their weakest because they're struggling to survive. They have to watch out for humans. They have to watch out for walkers. And also their best friend, they go to sleep. Maybe they die of a sickness or something. They're going to chew your fucking neck out in your sleep or something, just like that. So they're constantly on edge, right? Because in the real world, under normal circumstances, you already have a lot of intensity and pressure that humans subject themselves to. But in this case, it's all the time, 24/7. But see, someone like the Dama, she thrives in that. So I like how she just casually walked up, no fear. And she was like, oh, hey, I can help you with this. Because when you're a master manipulator, when you're someone of intelligence and you know how to play on someone's emotions, which is how you can get 99% of humans. That's why they got that saying, everybody wants something. Yes, they do. And if you figure out what that shit is, puppets on strings all day, every day. So she knows this. So and also I like how she kind of, kneeled down to try to show like, hey, I'm not a threat. I'm just like you. Is there something I can do for you? And then that's how she gets them. So she's gonna continue to do that. And maybe she just need like 6, 10 men, no problem. And that will allow her to sneak in and do whatever she wants to do as they're fighting and dying for her, and she can escape or get whatever it is that she's after. Because with individuals like that, their appetite is never satisfied. They have to constantly prey on the majority because they get a high from that. It makes them feel important. Like, yeah, that's right. I got you under my finger. I'm going to get somebody else. So even when they're in a place of seemingly being defeated, as long as you got humans around, they have plenty of ammunition. The only thing that you can do is take her out. So that way she's not a problem.
I agree. I'm kind of on the fence. I do see that there looks like they're bringing in bigger threats, but I also think the Dharma is going to be involved too. But Daryl, you're right. If the Dharma does die by episode 3, you called it. I'll give you props for it. We'll give you props for it.
Oh yeah.
Right. But
And if
just
she goes in
remember,
episode 6, 7, not fuck that whole 6, 7. I'm not trying to do that. But if she goes between episode 6 or 7, I called it.
yeah, absolutely. And just remember one thing. If you are wrong, I'm going to call you out. Just so you know, all right? I'm going to do it. I'm going to call you out. So, Terrence, what was your grade for this episode?
I give it a B.
Okay. I gave it a B. What about you, Jen?
I'm agreeing with Terrence. That's what I said. Like an A, like a B, B plus. I didn't mind it, but there were certain things that I didn't like where the direction might or possibly could go. If they do the bait and switch, I would definitely raise the grade on this because then they got me. But because of certain things, I was like, come on, man. So I'm gonna go with like, 8, B, B plus.
Daryl said it's a 5. I'm going to give it about a B too. Absolutely, 100%. I think it was a good start. I think it could have been a little bit better, and there was some stuff that I was like if they're foreshadowing Maggie and Negan getting together, I'm probably not going to like that. So if they just do it in a simple, alternate universe episode, which they have planned, I'll be okay with that. But if it ends up like that, I'm not going to like that at all. So I think we're all on. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I gotta ask you. So say you chilling, Nzo, right? And I came up to you on some bitch shit like Negan, crying and crawling on my hands and knees. Like, what would be your approach to help me out of that situation?
I would say, where is Terrence and what did you do with him?
All right. Okay.
No, you
Because
gotta approach him like you gotta promote I can't speak it. You gotta approach him like Professor X and kind of get into his mind to find out.
Yeah, no. I would kill him because I know that's not Terrence. And I don't know what the fuck you are doing here. And I don't know why you're in my house pretending to be Terrence, but you are dead because I know you're not Terrence. Terrence crying in front of me? Nah, that's not happening.
No, I feel you because look, I only asked that because my friends had brought up something interesting in that type of scenario. Like, damn, we don't know if we'd be able to help you. If you like, how are you supposed to help a Terrence once he breaks? I'm like, that's a great question. Nobody can figure that shit out, but you can let me know. But the thing is that would scare me. Like, even though I'm someone that just doesn't feel fear. Like, if I were to somehow look back on the timeline and I saw Terrence crying, I'd be like, whoa, what the fuck is that? Like, I would rather fight Freddy Krueger or somebody all day before I see Terrence crying. Because then it would have to be, the biggest question should be, what was so bad that it caused Terrence to react like that? So, I appreciate your.
I know exactly what it would be. Remember that movie Mimic?
Yes.
Right? Where them cockroaches took. Yeah, that would be Terrence. I'd be like, you're not Terrence. You are not fucking Terrence.
Invasion of the body snatchers. Yep.
Yeah, because I don't know Terrence like that and everything that you're saying, I would think it was a changeling. I'm like, listen,
yeah,
100%
I don't know you
like that, but it doesn't sound like you. You're supposed to be like some kind of savage. Like, maybe I
100%.
would expect this from somebody else, but I don't trust that this is you, and I don't even know you like that.
If
So don't come to me right now because I would think that
if
you're a
this
changeling.
Jen, if this person that came up to me and said, "Bro, I'm feeling sad," I'd have been like, "Who the fuck are you? You're not. Mm-mm,
I
no,
feel, and Anzo, just so you know, I will never fucking say that to you. So if a version of me comes to you, and goes, I'm feeling sad. Like the most I'll say is, I think I'm emotional because I can flip on you in 10 seconds. I'm on my period.
100%.
That's I'm just saying. I might cry and scream at you or just want to hit you, but there is no. Just know that that's a clone of me. That's not real.
Yeah,
I,
hundred
Wait,
I'm not
percent.
like that. I'm not like
you
that. I'm not emotional. I don't cry like that. And if I do, I fucking make sure no one's home, no one's around.
Mm-hmm.
And that is seldom. I get through shit. That's
Yes.
just the way I was built. Like I don't know how to explain it. I'm not like
No,
my
you're
dad and
right.
my
I
mom.
got it.
Like I don't know how to explain it. I just don't get emotional like that. I'm not like girly like that at the fuck
Mm-hmm.
all. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been blessed with 3 daughters that are very emotional. And I don't know
Yeah,
how to handle
exactly.
that because I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Sorry.
and
But
that's
yes.
and that's another thing, Anzo. You would know it's me because you're
Yeah.
not gonna find anyone that's more honest than me. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hide things.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna be right
Mm-hmm.
there. So
Mm-hmm.
like you
Facts.
can take comfort in that. Like there's just certain
Mm-hmm.
things that you can get from me that you're not gonna get from humans. It's just not gonna happen like that.
And that's
Listen,
a nugget of gold. That's a nugget of
as
gold right there.
100%, because as long as I've been on YouTube for 6 years now, I think it's like 6 years now. I started
Hmm.
with Terrence and Donnie, right?
Ah, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. I started with Terrence and Donnie, so I know this guy for so long. I know that if anybody came up to me and was talking out of pocket, that's not Terrence. I'm sorry. I don't know who the fuck you are, but you are not Terrence. So
Anto, you've seen me like completely be myself in the last couple of live streams that we've
I
been on
have.
behind the scenes. So like I
Mm-hmm.
think you already know, like I'm very honest and truthful. That I
One
don't
hundred
have a
percent.
filter. I don't have a filter. I feel like having a filter is being fucking fake.
But
Don't get
but
me wrong.
that's
If I
why
have to
you
go on an
fit in so
interview,
well.
yeah, and don't get me wrong. If I have to go on an interview or be in certain situations, I can be a chameleon because
Yeah,
that's what I know I need to
one hundred
survive and
percent.
get through something. But like, I'm just very transparent and honest, and everybody knows that about me. Maybe I should
One
probably keep
hundred
more in, but
percent.
I'm like, why? This is me. Fucking take it or leave it. What the fuck am I trying to hide?
Absolutely.
I came into this world by myself, gonna die by myself. Everything in between is just a fucking bonus. I don't have to fucking appease you. I wasn't put here for you.
Absolutely. And that is why you fit in so well, because we always keep it real on this channel, right? If you
Never.
don't like it, then you can go. I don't care, right? It doesn't
But
matter to me. We're gonna
don't you think that is wrong, Anzo, to make it you're telling Jen these things, but see, I'm a nice young man. I'm
Oh no no
Terrence.
no no no! Sorry, you can't renege. I know how to play spades. I've
facts.
done had a would you
Mm-hmm.
stop right now because I like you so far? Don't make me think second things. You a savage. Keep to that nigga. I like that shit real good.
That's you see, that's what that hold on.
Keep to that.
That's what Terrence
Don't
tries
back
to
it up.
say. Yes, Terrence tries to play this. I'm a nice young man guy. I'm a nice young man.
No no
No,
no no no! Don't try
no.
to flip it and try to manipulate me.
Mm-mm.
I've done seen you right now. The last 3 hours speak clearly. First impressions are lasting. Lasting.
Terrence,
I'm not saying I
Terrence,
can't change, but I already could tell all the shit that you was talking, bro. You and my husband should be like best friends right now. That's all I gotta say. And I
Ter-
already could tell. So I'm with it. Don't change because you would make me like you less. Don't
Ter-
change.
I
Terrence
I'm a
hates
nice
all
young man.
humans.
I
Whoa,
can
whoa,
see the
hey,
fact
whoa,
that he's
hang
been
on,
calling.
hang on. No. Terrence does not hate anyone. See, look, hate and love, they're too powerful. There's a reason why I don't do hate or love.
Right.
Okay,
Too
Now
so
much
Terrence
energy.
dislikes all humans. Is that
He
better?
couldn't be bothered. My husband says the same thing. I can't be bothered. If 2/3 of the
yeah,
world went, no worries. Like we'd be
but
fine. It actually needs to happen. I call him Thanos all the time. And right now I'm gonna call
Listen,
you Tantos because you're like Thanos number 2, and that's in Spanish, Tantos. So that's what I'm
two
gonna call you
thirds
now, Terrace.
2/3 of the world can go, but they gotta
Yeah,
all be male.
no, no, no,
I'm
no, no, no,
sorry, they
that's just
they gotta
because
all
you
be
like
male.
booty.
Yeah, I know.
99%, 99%, that includes all of the two genders. Because
Yes,
there's
that's you.
Right. No,
That is not me.
I'm 2/3. It's not equal or balanced, but let's be real.
No,
Who gets shit done and is not distracted?
man,
What gender?
man.
If we look at all the I mean,
There's that.
the men be getting it done, But
100%.
Fuck this world up. Let's go back to the Amazonic times. Don't get shit twisted. Don't get shit twisted.
No. The men be getting shit done when they focus. Now, if they not focused, then they be fucking shit up. It just depends.
And why?
You can't focus as long as there's one female on this planet. You won't be able to focus. We can
100%.
no matter how much is swinging.
They're going to be able to focus. History has proven that they can focus, and they now the problem is that in 2026, humanity as a whole is just the problem. That's why I said
history has proven that most of the top men that have been getting taken down is by a woman. All right.
And not for nothing, you're right. Y'all can focus, but you focus on the wrong thing. That's the problem.
The problem is that 99% got to go. Just that 99%.
As long as I'm part of that 1%, I'm not going to negate it. I was going with 2/3 just because we need some people in certain fields to make this shit work. And as much as I might be like a jack of all trades, master of none, I can't do it all on my own. I already know that.
Facts.
So I need a little bit more than 1%. But if you go cut it back to 1% and you get them infinity rings, nigga, I want to be on your team.
And ain't nobody in on this panel a follower, so we all gonna be leading. So I'm gonna be sitting back smoking my weed while everybody else is doing their work. Yeah, you do that. You do that.
Set up our own
100%. 100%.
Hold on, Anzo. No. See, because you're my brother, you got to be by my side. I can't have you.
You'd be my assassin.
No. You got to be by my side as I'm doing this. Yeah.
Oh, wait, why you killing people?
Well, I mean, I'm not killing them. I'm just erasing them. There's a difference.
No, once he's sitting on the throne, he's trying to say you on the side.
You there with me. Yes, 100%. We together on that throne. But you're going to be doing all the killing.
No, see, what happens is there's going to be one throne for Terrence, and then there's going to be the individuals that are around me that I have deemed worthy.
Hold on. No, that is not happening. No, it's not happening. That throne is I'm on the throne. I'm on that throne, and you guys are my acolytes.
Okay, hold on. But you're forgetting the perks, though. Number one, you get to live. That's a big perk, right? You're not dead as
fuck. So do you.
And then, secondly, you will get all of the booty that you want. Like, I will make sure that you get exactly what you want. You'll get perks and benefits.
But no, hold on. Now all I hear is House of Dragons and Game of Thrones talk. I'm so sorry. Forgive me.
I'm just saying, like, you will be fine. Like, you won't have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, but I'll say this: the man on the top, no one gets more booty than him.
Wow.
Okay, here's the thing. I'll take one, and you can get 2,000.
All right, y'all talking about booty. Can I get some mandingo in this conversation? Come on, fuck.
Well, wait. Oh, okay, so yeah, see, then you being there, then yeah, I'll just ask you what you want, how big you want the sausage, and all that kind of stuff. That's fine.
9+ inches. Is that too much to ask?
that would be included.
You need to be Jamaican and know how to whine, or Hispanic. I need them hips. That's all I'm saying.
Now, see, your demand list got to be a little smaller because I don't want to be deemed unfair. Everybody get
then we'll just be sitting there, a bunch of mandingos swinging left and right. Okay, I'll take you. No, that's not right. Oh my god. Okay, we went way off the track.
Make the numbers too much because then it'll go past the 1%. So
all right. I don't care about race or color. I just need it to be at least 7.5 inches. Can we at least get the average? That's what I'm asking.
Okay. You get that.
Find all the races. I don't care. You can line them all up as long as that's the one requirement. And
even Asians.
What is the number?
Up, down, and out. I need like all around.
Okay, so what is the number of men that I would have to spare? Because I'm like, I can't keep going over the 1%.
All right. Listen, I am not opposed to that one good one. I'm just saying, I'm okay with that.
Okay,
I'm okay. Neil, spare Neil. My husband,
okay.
You can spare my husband.
Oh yeah,
I'll be happy. You won't have to worry about nothing else. We don't have to throw off the balance of the calculation.
Yeah, so
if he's got to go, then I need something comparable. I'm not trying to go bilateral, bitch. We go up. All right. We climb that ladder.
Okay, so okay. With that said, so
Hey, good
Alonzo, was
time.
the 2,000 fine for you, or is that like too much or not enough? Like, what we doing?
No, that's good. I can deal with that. I can deal with that. I think I can deal with that for the rest of my life. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
See,
Now
see,
the
I
guy,
told you I was a nice young man. See that? There you go.
gotta be bodies though, right? See, they gotta be bodies. You know what I mean? Y'all gotta be
I will let
bodies.
you. Okay, you can dictate how you want them to look or whatever. You can even pick some celebrities because they're gonna do what they told. Otherwise, they get snapped out too.
That's
Oh, well.
fine, and I agree with all of that. But I'm just saying, I still gotta be on top. That's all, right?
No, no,
Oh, Dr.
you got to be by my
Tulip.
throne. There's only room for one
I,
person on the throne.
yeah. You see, Terrence, you're my brother and all, but
Nah.
I'd probably be overthrowing you.
Terrence,
Wow,
you gotta be the
you got to trade
king
me
of the
off.
seven. No. You could be the king of the seven kingdoms. I'm just saying, winky, winky. I'm just saying he'll have his
Oh
own
yeah,
kingdom,
yeah,
even though he submits you. But we all gonna have our own
yeah.
castles,
Oh
and then
yeah.
we
So
gotta
make
spread
a
it
rec.
out.
Make a reference to something I don't know about. I got you, Jen. I see what you're
Sorry,
doing. No, no,
I know
no.
you.
I am the king of all. All right, I am
Hey,
the king of
hell
all
We
no,
all
seven
want
hell
our
no,
own
you
realms.
can't.
Yes,
castle. Come
yes,
on.
yes. The one above all. That is Bigger Ford Entertainment. Okay.
No, hell no, because then that would put you above me with the gauntlet. No, you're not being the one above all. You're gonna be
Yeah,
the one
I
that
got
comes
beautiful. You can have the gauntlet, but the
with
one
the
above all is he's stronger than the gauntlet, right? So I'll be the
That's
one
what I'm
above
saying.
all.
You can't be the one above all. You got to be the one that's some pegs down from me
Well,
because I got.
unfortunately, you said the gauntlet. I said the one above all. So I think I get to be ahead of you. You know, you
How
can
about
have the
we all just
gauntlet.
how about we all just be king and queens of our own little area and we all just like make our own round
We
tables
have
and
the same
finish it
powers
together.
and shit. I could deal with
No,
Yeah.
that.
hell no, that's
Yeah.
a
Come on.
problem.
See,
No,
that's the
like
You
female in
see,
me trying to
terrorists
balance
don't
shit
want
out.
that. Yeah,
No,
no,
terrorists
no.
don't
Terrence is a
want that.
savage. That nigga's a savage. Don't try to tell me you're a nice guy. You a
You see,
savage.
yeah.
I am going
This
to
is
give you guys whatever you want, but you
this.
cannot be in a higher or equal
You see,
position.
this is the
I
Cain
can't
and
be an
Abel
equal.
shit.
Well, what are you talking about? I can't be an equal. I help you
Exactly.
take shit down. What you talking about?
This is
Hey,
the
I'm
Cain
just
and
saying,
Abel.
if
This is
I got
why
the
Terrence will
gauntlet, you
get
guys are
murked. This is why Terrence will get murked because Terrence don't want to share the fucking power, right? So it's Cain and Abel.
Okay,
All
well,
right.
why do you need the power when I'm offering you so many other
Why
things?
do you need to hog it all if you're already offering us so much? I could like don't make me. I could
I
play
have
devil's
the
advocate
calmness.
real well.
I'm the one that has the calmness to make sure that it stays at the 1%. I got to keep everything in order, so
If there's
thereby,
balance with calm, you have to have chaotic, and I'm the answer to your chaos.
Ooh, look at that.
and that's why I would give you a couple of perks, but that's the best I can do.
Oh my God, you guys are ridiculous. All right. I don't know why we having this argument because I could just do this and do this to show who has the real power. All right. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Wow, see,
Wow.
that's messed up. That.
That is messed up.
Yeah,
That's messed up.
if I had some feelings, that would hurt right now. That's messed up.
I, I always said it's better to be the bad guy, right? So
Mm.
I'm gonna be the
Villains
bad
always have
guy.
all the fun, right?
100%. 100%. He said power is power. Yeah, but there is more power than others, right? Because people who have power always want more power.
Mm.
So
I
that's
wouldn't
how it
want
is.
more power. I would
Oh,
just keep the one that I have, the power, and I'll be fine.
Yes, and I'll let you keep that power because I'll be the one above all. So you keep the power you have. That's fine.
yo,
Anyways, guys,
going
go
all
ahead.
the way back to the episode. I'm sorry. So the
Yes.
title of the episode, Trillium, I looked up
Mm-hmm.
the title. So it is it has to do with like spring woodland, right? And it always
Mm-hmm.
comes down to three leaves, three petals, three sepals. So that obviously plays significance. So who do you guys would say would be the three storylines or the three main characters that we're really going to be focusing in on for this season? Because I feel like that's what it
Ooh.
would tie into. So there's
I
got to be the three storylines or three specific characters that we're really going to be focusing on for this season because of the title.
I would say it's funny, but we haven't seen him. But Pearly, I think he's going to
Oh,
be the next one. I think he's going to be important too going forward, right? So I would say Negan, Maggie, and Pearly. They're the ones that are probably going to have to build this community up and protect it. So I think it's going to be them three. What
Dude,
about
I
you,
didn't
T?
even
It's gonna
Oh, go ahead.
be good.
go to
Sorry, you.
No,
Yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking it's gonna be Negan, Maggie, and then a surprise like Rick popping up in the end. Like Rick gonna pop up and he gonna be the third most important. Nobody's thinking about this. So I just wanted to throw the most random wild ass card just to throw everybody off.
Yeah, I got you. Oh, you
yeah.
said Herschel, Daryl.
Ooh.
I mean, I could see that, but I think Herschel's story is going to be tied to Maggie. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So yeah. What about you, Jen? Who you think?
I thought it was gonna be Negan, Maggie, and the Dharma, but I like that you brought up Pearly because I didn't even think about that, and I see how that would fit in really well. Could you guys remind me? I can't think. Where did Daryl take his fucking boat to fucking Paris or fucking
He
France?
went
Where
to
did he take it
Spain.
to
Eh,
Spain?
He went to Spain.
Right, to Spain, and then yeah.
yeah.
Where
First it
did he
was
take the
France
boat from?
though. First it was France though,
Yeah.
right? Paris, and then
Right.
he took the boat and went to Spain, and then
Mhm.
he's
They were
trapped in
trying,
Spain now.
right. Yeah, they were trying to go to America, and then that
Yeah,
nice and got he
Right,
died
burn
up in
burn
Spain.
down the boat. Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So
those
where did he
fuckers.
leave from? I know they said it, and I can't remember right now off the top of my head. Where did Daryl leave from? Because remember when Carol tracked him down in that second season, the Book of Carol, that's where they say the port is that Daryl left from. I can't remember where it's from. It's not
Me
from
neither.
around New York, is it? Or New Jersey or somewhere close to that area? Because I could
I
see them bringing Daryl or Carol back in just because the next season, the next Walking Dead, anything that we're going to see is going to be season 4
Cute
of Daryl
too.
hmm
Dixon with Carol. So I can see them maybe starting to unite them in order to bring the Walking Dead season 12 or whatever the fuck it is together. Like, they start to do it like in little increments like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I could
yeah, yeah.
see that happening.
I think Negan needs a break. You know, Daryl coming and Rick coming. Even though I said Rick, I think you got to give him some time with his family. And then have them unite with Rick and Daryl and everybody else. Because obviously, if Daryl sees him or Rick sees him, then Negan is dead. Like Daryl gonna just shoot him in the head with the crossbow. Rick is gonna pull out the biggest gun in that universe and shoot Negan's head. I don't see that
I
really
no,
working.
no, I don't think so because Negan and Daryl were working together in the last season.
Yeah,
Daryl didn't like him, but Daryl and
right.
Negan worked together in a few scenes. Because remember, it was Daryl. No, was it Daryl or Carol? I think it was Carol that made Negan set up Beta, right, or
Right.
Alpha. It
Yeah,
was
but
Alpha.
the
yeah,
reason why
Alpha.
I'm saying that is because Daryl just be having these random moments of PTSD. So he might get a
Mhm.
flashback of Negan, and that might lead to the crossbow getting shot. I'm just saying sometimes these characters, while it seems like they're okay, there's going to be the right weather condition, and then those memories are going to come out, and then somebody's going to die.
I can see that
Interesting.
happening because people make
Set up.
mistakes. We're talking about humans just being so stupid that they just fucking make stupid mistakes. I mean, we've
Yes.
seen 11 seasons of The Walking Dead, and we've seen the crazy, stupid shit that people have done. And like, well, how to us that are watching the audience, we're like, how could you do that? How could you be so stupid? So I could see that definitely being a thing that they could use. Absolutely,
M-
possibility.
Me too. They said there's an emotional moment towards the end of season 4. They said the actress that plays Carol cried. I think Carol is going to stay behind in Spain.
Oh yeah, I called that
Interesting.
already. I already called that. She's gonna stay
Really?
behind. Yeah,
Okay.
I think she's strong enough and she can, and she shouldn't give that
hmm
guy up.
Oh yeah, the one
After
she fell in
after
love
The,
with.
the,
Ezekiel,
Yeah.
the,
yeah,
the
after
guy with the
Ezekiel and
burnt
everything.
face. Nah,
The
nah,
what?
nah. Like Carol can do better than the dude with the burnt face. Like leave his ass behind. I want her to go with Daryl, and then they got to get back to their people. Like leave them alone. I mean,
Yeah, but
they
you
were
see all
pretty
them gray
cool.
hairs? She tired. She just want to settle down at this
Yeah,
point.
one
And
hundred
to me, that
percent.
doesn't remind her of Sophia. Like considering she got over, I think she's like, I don't know if she's gonna want to come back and find everybody. I think she's gonna send Daryl back, and she's gonna be
I
Well,
could
happy.
see
And
that.
that's yeah, I can
man,
see
that'd be
her
messed
and
up.
Daryl having
Daryl
a really
Daryl has been
painful
talking
goodbye.
about hot dogs this whole time. Like, hey, hot dogs. But I guess Carol is thinking about another hot dog. She
Wow,
said,
wow.
I'm just
It's
saying, like,
perro caliente. He's from Spain. Perro caliente.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying. Sometimes in life, she wants a different hot dog. Daryl was talking about the food. She's talking about the dick. Like we know what time it is, but I still want them to return to their people.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
you. I feel you. But I think you're right. I think Carol's gonna stay because of the love. Unless he dies. right? Unless the guy dies, but if
Kill
he
him.
doesn't die,
Kill him.
then I think Carol's gonna end up staying there. I could see
No,
that
she can't.
happening.
You know how sad. Okay, you know how sad that's gonna be. Like Daryl gonna get on his bike and shit, and the tear gonna be rolling down. Like, nah, they not gonna get me. I don't want to see that because see,
Uh,
Daryl. It's like, look, Daryl is
uh,
already messed up mentally, and it's the community, it's his friends that keep him from reflecting on his terrible memories. Like that's some real shit. And if Carol just drives off into the sunset because she got some dick, like I feel like that's gonna be detrimental to Daryl. Like that ain't fair to him.
will you shed a tear, Karen?
Hell no, I ain't gonna shed no tear. I was just saying that for
Yeah, but
Yeah,
remember what their mission was, right? Daryl just always wanted to get back home. I know he had like some side mission with saving the kid and all that, but like his thing was to get back home, and Carol was just to find him. She found him. Doesn't mean she
yeah,
has to come back with him.
yeah,
agreed,
nah, we
agreed.
can't separate Daryl and Carol. Like it's like milk and cereal. That should just go together. You got to have them together, and then they got to ride off into the sunset on the bike together. Just like because remember those scenes where the lady was like, oh, so you guys haven't fucked before, and he's like, nope, and it's like, nah,
Hmm.
they family, but it's like because they're family, I feel like they work better together. I don't want to see them separate.
I feel
I
you.
do want
No,
to
I
see her
feel you.
reunite with Rick. I do want to see her reunite with Rick, to be honest, too.
Hmm.
So I do wish that she goes back. But Carol's a wild card. Like we've seen her dip off before. Like she saw how Morgan lived on his own. She's like, I'm gonna leave. So she's left before. I could see her being like, if I want to come back, I can always find a boat. But right now, I'm gonna stay here. I could see her pulling that.
You know
I could
what?
see it
I
too.
didn't, I don't, I didn't want Daryl to do this, but sometimes you have no choice. He's gonna have to bop her over the head, tie her ass back up, and take her home. Like she can't just be going off on her own like that. That ain't. We can't play that game.
Carol will probably come back of the reunion spinoff. I could see that. I could see that, right? Because I think maybe they'll do something where they bring her back in the final season of The Walking Dead when they do that. So I could see something like that. But yeah, man, this was a great episode. Thank you everybody for popping in. Much appreciated. Brian had to bounce out, but he will be back for the next episode. Jen, tell the people where they could find you real quick.
You guys can find me on Nerdy AF. You can find me on Sci-Fi Vision guest hosting and also guest hosting with Real Cinema Therapy. And of course, right here on Big Afford Entertainment.
Absolutely. T Virus, tell the people where they can find you.
Well, sometimes Terrence just pops up. So maybe I'm around, maybe I'm not, but I am experiencing what the humans call sadness because this stream is not 10 hours. I feel like a 10-hour stream.
Yeah, we're not doing that tonight. That's a little joke we have that Jen's like, oh shit, he really got rid of Terrence. No, Terrence says you'll find out at the end of every stream, Terrence gonna beg for a 10-hour stream.
Listen, you lucky you on that 1% list, just shutting them down like that. I'd be scared that they're gonna be like, that with a fucking blade, yo. I would like there are very few people that I have no problem stepping to and challenging. Like very few people I have no problem challenging like mad people. I'm like, fuck you ain't gonna do shit. But Terrence, after one live stream, I ain't fucking with that again. I'm good. I want him to be on my team.
Lauren
I'm
said,
good.
damn.
Well, we good. I got respect. I see it.
That's good. I know I'm always Terrence is always on the team no matter what I say or do, right? Bye, Terrence. See you later. Right? Bring him back.
So
Take him
lucky.
out. Bring him back. Yeah, but Terrence, he was doing YouTube and his channel got taken down and he's not really doing it, but he does come on to do this with me. So I appreciate you coming on, Terrence, man. It's always a pleasure.
Yep. See, the thing is that this human a couple weeks ago he donated $600 to me, and he said that he's been a fan since 2018, and he's like, please return to YouTube. And I was like, there's a problem with that. So number one, I have exhausted my ability to create accounts because I have one. But I told him that they threatened me. They said, we've linked this to other accounts and your account will be terminated momentarily. So I was like, I'm gonna give you your money back. And he said, no, go ahead and keep it for your past videos, right? So he
Hmm.
watched thousands of my videos that I made in the past. So I told him what I'll do is I'll rebrand the account that I have currently because at first I was Dark Terrence and then I rebranded it T Virus Terrence Resurrection. So I made 20 videos just for him. So he
Mhm.
binged them all when he got off of work, and I said, I don't know how long I can do it because they're gonna terminate me. And he's like, no problem. I appreciate you doing that for me. So I'm pretty much hanging on by a thread because I've already lost 18 channels,
Can you
since
That's
switch? Can
fucking
2012.
you switch
crazy.
platforms? Can you go to to Twitch
Or
I
Kick or something
or
like that.
Kick or Patreon?
I thought about that temporarily because even though there are a lot of humans against me, and even though the platform, which I have the receipts when they said that I did not violate anything, and they gave me one of my other channels back, but they still left up the 3 strikes, which is the same thing. Because then I went down a few months later because the 3 strikes were there. So I have made more than 44,000 videos. So I'm like, I still have
Wow.
tons of ideas, but I was just trying to be honest with that human. I'm like, well, my level of intensity, number one, I can't do it. They put a specific limit on me to where I can only make 10 videos a day. Now, while that's more than most creators, that's nothing compared to, remember Anzo, like I do like 50, 60, 100 videos a day type
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like for
Mhm.
me,
Damn.
that is
Yeah.
nothing. So I'm working at the bare minimum on top of I could just wake up and it's just gone. And if that happens, I physically can't make another one because the IP address, the phone number, I would have to get a
Mhm.
different phone and IP address entirely to make another account. So I was just trying to prepare him for that, but he just seemed to be happy for me doing that. So that's why I was saying that you can't really find me anywhere because I feel like every time I tell humans to go somewhere, the scene transition to like, where is it at? I'm like, damn, got me again. It happens
Yeah.
so fast
Mhm.
all the time.
Mad respect for doing that for your one custody, right? That really was down for you. I'm really happy that you supported him and he supported you and you followed through. I just gotta say that's mad respect. Cause I know some other people would have just cut that shit and run. You
Took the
feel me?
money and
And
ran. Yeah.
yeah, and not even have paid him back. So I want to just say that's mad respect. And fuck this platform that's not showing you love. I would definitely switch over and just link your shit so they can still find other shit and slowly start to transfer things over to another platform. I know another
Mhm.
creator that just did the same thing because of the same reason, and they can't give him there's no logical reason for why they just shut his shit down.
Mhm.
And he's switching over to Patreon and Twitch. And I know another person that same thing happened. They went to Kick and Twitch and they linked their shit because you can still find their channels. They just can't do anything more and they got demonetized, right? So you can't do shit with it. So they've pulled a lot of shit over and it's so far working and it's been successful. It was slow at first because people had to catch on. They're like, why can't I find it? And they don't always realize. So with you can still post shit on YouTube even though you can't drop videos. So they would post the information yo, come check me here if you missed the post last week. Shit got shut down. Fuck this platform. Come find me here. And shit kind of worked. And
100.
after a couple months, 2-3 months, the shit is up and popping. It's gonna take some time, but I definitely don't give up. Bro, you are fucking a savage. I love it. I you are mad chill. It's a shame. So definitely don't let them fucking oppress you and put you down. Find the loophole. Keep it pushing.
Let's see, and that I appreciate your words. This why sparing 1% just makes sense. Just off of that, because there are some humans that are cool like yourself, and then of course brother Anzo. But I I did the bold thing of calling it T Virus Terrence Resurrection because the last thing that they took down was T Virus Terrence. So the guy that's a fan, he was just like, "Are you sure that's a good idea?" I'm like, "Hell no, that's
That's
making it so
yeah.
much worse."
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
But I
yeah.
But it's
figured,
a nice
well,
middle finger. It's a good
right,
middle finger to give to them. Now get serious and fucking let's go.
right. That's
Mhm.
what I did because at this point, I have nothing to lose. They already took away over 2 dozen viral videos that were over 100,000 views. They took away 18 channels, and they also took away with that over 60,000 subs across all of them. They just kept snatching me down before I can reach the top because they're like, oh, humans would come in the comments, you can't say that and you can't be like that, or they would say,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have a lot of humans say like you're weird and you're a freak and all this stuff, and they would
What?
just constantly flag my stuff, and YouTube responded to that, even though that's unfair, and
Right.
So I've been fucked over too many times. So but I still try to do things despite that. But it does take a lot of energy to constantly lose that much stuff because I'm doing it from my phone. I can't fit thousands of videos on my phone. So
Right.
each time I
You
literally
get
start from
lose
scratch.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Right. So
So
it's
all
just
that content you made and all that shit on your YouTube channel is all gone.
All
You
right.
don't have no backup to the content
no
whatsoever.
no backups or
Yeah.
nothing. And each time since 2012, I would literally just do them all from
Start
scratch
over.
on top of new
Yeah.
stuff, right? So like even with T Virus Terrence on that channel alone, I made over 11,000 videos on that one alone.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
you need a terabyte hard drive, external hard drive, so that every time you make videos, you can back that shit up. You need me to send that to you?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Deadass, because you can get the different pieces. Trust me, I'm very resourceful.
That's a good idea.
That's what I've
Get
used all
it.
my masters for, to be very resourceful and find the loopholes. I'm just saying,
I,
if the
no,
fucking
I
1% elite can do
appreciate
it,
that.
I can make myself that 1%.
No, I appreciate that. It's just that the current momentum I have is not really there. I just kind of pop up randomly and do stuff just because I keep getting stifled. But, randomly on a Tuesday, I wake up and, I'll try something, but the momentum has shifted, so I went from that Superman punch killing the anti monitor during
You're not
Crisis.
feeling it anymore?
It's
Is-
more so that my energy has shifted elsewhere because
Yeah, yeah.
after you do over 44,000 videos, I'm like, yeah, I can do another 44,000, but should I?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
Well,
I
let me
got
know
you.
if you feel froggish and you want to leap. Hit me up. I
mm,
find loopholes, make it happen. I support. That's what we got to do for each other, right?
Absolutely. Always, every day. T1000 is laughing. I don't know what you're laughing at, but I
I know
guess
you're
no,
not
Terrence
laughing
said
at
some.
me, T. I know you're not laughing at me.
I always say that, Terrence always comes back. And then, in the past, Ons was like, yeah, you're going to be back and you're going to be back. But it's interesting because even with T Virus Terrence, when I essentially retired, right, I even did the whole Terminator 2 scene where he's going down in a hot liquid metal with the thumbs up to symbolize that
Mm-hmm.
Terrence
Classic.
is gone, right? So everybody was like, no, and all that's cool, but like stay. And I was gone for like 8 months. And then out of nowhere, it's just like I got 10,000 subs. And then he was like, man, you got to come back. So I was like, damn, that's like humans showing up to a stadium. And they're like, Terrence, Terrence. I'm like,
For an
shit.
encore act.
I gotta
Mm-hmm.
come back. So I would come back, and then Anzo's like, see, I told you would come back. I'm like, I was chilling on my
Don't call it a
island, and
comeback.
then humans,
Sorry.
yeah, I was chilling on my island, and then humans showed up like, hey man, we need you. You gotta come back. I'm like, damn it, they got me again. And then I come back. So
and
I
and you
but
and you're gonna come back again.
Yeah, now I don't care whatever creation you want to call yourself. We crave affection from other creations that are like us. Period.
Mm-hmm.
No matter
Well,
how much we put ourselves on that island of isolation and how much time we spend there, at some point we go back to that that longing
it feels good to
for
it. Yeah, yeah.
for
100%.
interaction and
I
connection.
just when that human sent that to me, I was like, "Yep, I appreciate it, but I gotta send it back." It was something about him saying as soon as he said, Nah, keep it. It's for the old stuff." I was, "Uh oh, you just lit a spark."
Mm-hmm.
That's like the Justice League being on Earth, and it's like, "Nah, Terrence ain't coming." And then he said that, and I flew from space and came to get Darkseid. Like that was the kind of motivation that he did. But at the same time, that motivation was only for. I'm like, I'll make 20 for you,
Mm-hmm.
just to
Right.
give you
And
20.
and you know what's funny? Daryl said just when he thinks he's out, he gets pulled back in. I'm usually the
Yep.
one that pulls him back in.
Reel that motherfucker back in. Throw out
I'm
that
usually the
line
one
and
that
let's
tells
go.
Terrence, stop this the shit. Get your shit back together. I know you're gonna do it.
Hey,
No, I'm done. I'm done. I've heard the same story over again, and then the next thing you know,
no.
I see a Terrence video pop up, and I'm like, ah, look at this.
Come back to the
Yep.
dark side. Let's
Yeah,
go.
you remember you would call me at random times or text me. I was like, is somebody stealing your stuff? I'm like, no, that's me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Like I know Terrence is coming back, so we're gonna get Terrence to come back even stronger, even if we have to do it on a different platform. We'll definitely
Oh
talk
yeah.
about that. T. 100%.
I just
100%.
me, I appreciate the interactions like what's happening now. Because for me, making 1,000 videos in my sleep even though that takes a lot of time and energy, because I have endless ideas. I don't know if you notice, Anzo, but I never run out of things to say. Like I can just talk
Yeah, I
indefinitely.
know. Yeah, I
Wait,
know.
what do you mean? You know?
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. What? 3 hours and 14 minutes already? Yeah, I know.
You're supposed to be surprised. What do you mean? You know, Anzo? Like what?
6
I think
years,
he knows you
Terrence.
already. He's got your number. He's got your
6
number,
years,
so
Terrence. 6 years.
como
But
toma.
I'll say
Hey,
this. You might
what?
not have as much time on your hands now to make all them videos you be making.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right?
Well,
So you
sometimes in life, things
you
that come
you
up, and
you might have to half that output. You know what I mean? Instead of doing 10,000, you do 5. All right. So,
yeah, but
but yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just saying, like, no, I know exactly what you're referring to too. Like, yeah. So
Of course
sometimes
you
in
do.
life, the
Life
attention
happens.
goes.
mm.
It wasn't my fault. I was just innocent, and then things happen. So yeah.
Did
So
you not pull out?
yeah.
Sorry.
Well, okay, Jen. So you know what it is. Then, like, okay, yeah. So yeah, the
I
cats.
didn't. I'm just really good at picking up clues that I'm not stupid.
Yeah, okay, now,
And I can throw it back to some shit we were talking about earlier to make it funny. I'm just saying.
yeah, no, sometimes in life, the chick come on to you, and the next thing you know, you clapping cheeks, and that ends up
Oops, I
taking up a
fell
lot
into
of
the
time.
hole. I got it. I've been there. I've been the
Wow.
hole. I get it.
But the point is that the
Oh
point is
my
that I can
God.
still operate the same, but it's just there with me.
You
There's
know,
always a certain muse that happens. Once the muse happens, then you can't stop me. It's like everybody has to get the fuck out of my way because I'm just operating on a different plane. But if the
Mhm.
muse is not there, then you get this more slow approach.
I
Got you.
got you. Well, we'll definitely talk about that. And you guys gotta get out of here because I'm trying to be good, and you guys keep bringing me back to some talk, and I'm trying to be a good guy tonight. All right, so let me be the good guy
I
tonight and
can
say
be a let me be a good girl and talk
no,
as
no, no, no,
passionate
no,
as I
no.
can.
No, no, yeah, no. Keep doing what you're doing. That's fine. 100%. It's okay. Let me be the good guy. All right. You guys do the shit you need to do. I will be the good guy. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, but you're not supposed to put a time limit on family, Anzo. The family is unlimited. That's how it's supposed to be. That's why I said 10 hours.
Yeah, it is unlimited, but not when you gotta fucking wake up and go to work in the morning. Sorry, you
Mm,
know what I mean. There is a limit
And
on that time.
mm.
sometimes in life, the friendship can give you extra energy that you didn't know that you already had inside of
Not when you're 52 years old, homie.
You ain't that old, Oswald. You ain't
I'm
that old. Don't lie. Don't lie.
old enough. Actually, you're right. I'm only 35. My bad.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
I appreciate everybody that came in here. Thank you guys once again. We are closing out the stream, and I gotta set this stupid video to be out. All right, let's do that, and we are out.
Peace.
Peace.